it do?
What's up, chat?
What's up?
Let's do this.
What's going on? Let's do the game 2 night.
I'm still, you know what? Whatever happens, I'll always have Play-In Tuesday. That's what I'm choosing to look on the bright side. Luke ends the show with, always look on the bright side of Play-In Tuesday. I'm going to think back to happier times when we were all singing Kumbaya and celebrating things and, you know, TGL, Play-In Tuesday.
Well, the only way...
Today's Tuesday. I mean, let's take it back a week.
The only way to top Play-In Tuesday in that magical evening that we'll always remember is if the Blazers won a championship. And even that.
Yeah, I don't know.
There'd probably be a poll question asking which was more exciting.
I find it adorable that in a week's time, nothing has happened other than some people checked out of a hotel early, and yet the entire tenor has changed.
Wait, what's the tenor now?
This franchise is going to hell in a handbasket. Can't have nice things in a week's time. Someone had to leave a hotel room.
Who left?
Oh, I don't know. Then a massage therapist, I guess.
Wait, what?
Yeah. The massage therapist had to check out by noon. And
they didn't give her the extra 3 hours.
Yeah. Well, she's not important.
That's true. You can't win this way!
Well, I'm going to make an argument here, Suk.
What is happening?
Nobody else in the NBA does it that way.
Loud noises! That's why I choose to think back.
Why are you yelling?
That's a good question. That's why I'm thinking back to happier times. I'm thinking back to Play-In Tuesday. You
know, this argument that no other NBA team does it this way, who cares? Why does that...
Did you not hear me yell? Did you not hear me yell?
I don't understand that argument. That's like saying, you know, just because Suk lives in Vancouver, everyone else should, who cares? I don't care what Suk's doing. You shouldn't care what the rest of the league is doing. Maybe the rest of the league is wrong.
I love that. Right. Bill Orm is like, today he had to do in the midst of damage control. Damage control.
Well, you're on fire today.
It's just.
A lot of drops in the first 3 minutes.
This could be work hard over here.
This panic narrative. I mean, look, I get in Portland. We tend to freak out over very minor things and celebrate even miner things, if that's a word. But my God, the fear-mongering that has gone on in the span of you're in the playoffs for the first time in 5 weeks. And the only thing people are talking about is massage therapists needing to find a place to massage people for an extra 3 hours. And what are we going to do without the team photographer on the road? The award-winning
You're going all Howard Dean so far. Now, wait a minute. Where are you getting all this? Like, are you overreacting to the vast minority?
This is all being written down.
But the G League thing, when they didn't invite the G League guys to game 1 or game 2, do you think that could hinder people like, I don't want to play for this team. They're not going to
Nobody wants to play for the Blazers anyway.
I mean,
right, but they could resign. If they ever got a guy, like Denny. Like, if Denny Avdia is like, okay, my contract's up.
Because that's the thing is you can offer someone more money, and he's like, you know what? No, man, those G League bros,
those are the guys.
Nah, like I was young blood. That was my young blood. You did my young blood wrong. Therefore, screw you.
Literally young blood, Chris Youngblood.
Yeah, this is like when people said like after the Raiders got screwed overed by the Ravens, no one will ever work with the Ravens again until the next time that they do work with the Ravens. Kind of got screwedy over. The quick piece today I thought was really, really well done. If you haven't read it, go read the Jason.
I don't have a subscription.
It's free.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was free on. It was just
How nice is that?
It was a free link.
All right, well I'm gonna go read it.
Yeah, you should.
It is good. It's good.
Yeah.
I thought it was really well done.
Give me the summation.
Still a bunch of people are squawking behind the scenes, screaming and yelling because Tom Dundon doesn't care what you think, and this is the way he does things.
This is the way he do.
He do things.
Hey, some people.
He may not think. Oh, that's Oscar Gamble.
Oscar Gamble.
He may not think it be like it is, but it do. That's one of my favorite sports quotes.
Oh, hands down. And
I think it's they though. They may not think it be like it is, but it do.
Yeah.
That's the great Oscar Gamble.
But it do.
From the 70s.
Yeah. So it's a bunch of people screaming behind the scenes that they're unhappy because it affects them. You know, you have Blazer employees that are yelling about it.
Fat and sassy for years.
Yeah.
About time.
and then it's Tom Dundon being like, I don't care. This is the way I do things. I've always done them this way. I'm going to do it this way, and we'll see how it goes. My favorite 2 quotes from this.
This is not free. I'm being required to.
No, it was free.
You have to pay. Everyone else, free.
I bet you Quick did that to me on purpose.
Yeah, he put you on the excluded list. Restricted.
I'm not going to start a free trial either.
Yeah, I'm looking here. The 2 quotes from the Quick piece that I just absolutely loved were towards the end, and it kind of summarized who I think Tom Dundon is, and I'm actually kind of excited about it. This is the 2 quotes. This is from I guess an insider who's aware of Dundon. He said, I ought to tell you, I don't think he gives a rat's ass what is said about him. The league source said, most owners care. They insulate themselves because they care very much about their image and profile. That is 100% true. And he says he doesn't give a F. He doesn't even flinch with this stuff. He is unapologetic. All he cares about is what is good for the team and what makes the team wins, which means he is going to be okay with making tough decisions.
Well, there you go.
Perfect. So
the worry that I have, though, is the NBA is much bigger than the NHL. People are going to talk, and people are going to be like, I don't want to work with this guy because he's nickel and diming us.
That's the other thing that was littered throughout this isn't the NHL. This isn't a bunch of Russians that can't speak English.
Yeah, the league source said this isn't Russian hockey players who don't speak English. In the NBA, everyone talks to everyone else. He says he doesn't make job offers, but it's the narrative that is circulated, and it's wrong. It's bad business.
Can we please grow the F up?
Who said that?
Oh, a league source. I love the idea that, well, this the NHL. That's a bunch of foreigners. As if the NBA doesn't have a bunch of foreigners too.
The Blazers' best player is a foreigner.
So there's a salary cap in the NHL. There's a salary cap in the NBA.
Oh, Tony-san.
One is a bunch of millionaire athletes. The other one is a bunch of millionaire athletes. They play during the same time. They're both 82-game seasons. But somehow, oh my God, it can't possibly work. One versus the other that you don't know. Because you don't know what this will look like. So, and by the way, they also refute in the piece multiple times that the whole $1 million coach thing is horse crap. They said that's just not true. They said he is conducting a wide-ranging search, and they are not going after the cheapest one, which goes back to the fear-mongering. In 1 week's time, this has gone from excitement over a new owner group coming in and a press conference where you're like, okay, let's see what this guy's got, to making the playoffs, to there's no conceivable way this team will ever be good because the owner is kind of an a-hole and he doesn't care about things that aren't interested in winning. And I've heard him compared to John Fisher from the Oakland A's. I've heard him compared to all these other terrible owners.
Donald Sterling.
Let me see here. What do those things have in common? It was run as purely a business and no one cared about the product on the field or the court. They didn't care whether they won or lost in any sort of way. Tom Dundon is so competitive, he won't go to games because he can't stand watching them lose. Is there a difference between those two things? So this idea that you've got this guy that's going to come in and be the Oakland A's, he's so competitive, he refuses to lose and will do anything to win. And yet this idea that because he won't pay for a team photographer to go on a road trip.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I don't know, guys.
Yeah.
And the digital reporter, I think probably Casey Holdall.
Yeah, probably.
He didn't get to go to the San Antonio.
And we also don't know through that quick piece, we don't even know if it's Dundon that's making that or if it's Blazers front office people that understand that Dundon isn't effing around and are trying to do everything they can to appease him by cutting costs. We don't even know where that edict comes from, other than ultimately that there has been a widely circulated belief that this is the way he does things, that he is going to eliminate things that he deems unnecessary. And in a week's time, it's gone from maybe the most optimistic that we've been about this team in years to now doom and gloom over what? Literally absolutely nothing of substance. It is the most Portland thing and the most Portland media thing that I've seen in years. Wow. And now everyone's going to dogpile on it. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
I think you mean obscene.
Obscene.
is the correct pronunciation.
Yes. It's insane.
All right. I'm starting to get tired head over this already. We got to stop, okay? And that includes you. Stop it. Let's just calm down. It's game 2 night.
Yeah.
Big fish to fry on the court, man. Mm-hmm. Although they'll probably lose. And then we'll go back to this tomorrow.
Probably. Yeah, can we actually, worry about the playoff game?
I just think getting into the minutia.
Wait till the T-shirts.
Well, hey, I heard there are T-shirts now. Did you hear that?
This is how stupid this is, but yes. Portland Gear, I guess, is going to be handing out a limited number of T-shirts for the game.
Free.
For games 3 and 4.
That's Marcus at Portland Gear.
Yeah. I do like Portland Gear. It also said in the piece again that the T-shirt thing wasn't a matter of money, that Dundon thought that something that could make noise or something that could be a visual thing would be better for a crowd environment than a T-shirt that people don't want to wear.
Well,
and if you watched the Carolina Hurricanes last night, which I did, and they won in double overtime to go 2-0 in their series, the entire crowd was doing what? Yelling, screaming, no. Their towels.
So, all right. Again, I'll say it again. That's all I have to say about it, okay? Getting into the minutia of how an owner operates, it's kind of a futile exercise, okay? The minutia, I mean the little things.
Yeah.
Just let him operate his business.
And see what happens.
If it sort of, it starts to cloud, if he's trying to win, then let's just give him that chance, okay?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And if it ends up being like Donald Sterling or who's the other guy, the A's guy?
Fisher. Then
and
kill
you
him.
can tell they're not trying to win, we got problems.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about it. But
is there any fear it ends up like Clay Bennett, where he wants to leave? Because he's in the piece it said he doesn't like Portland.
You're a troll at this point.
Seriously though, go read the Jason Quick piece. It's by far the most measured,
get a life, bro,
and good look at what this has been.
Get a life.
I just can't believe that in a week's time that this city has allowed this narrative to completely derail what should be a really fun season, their most productive season in 5 years, and hopefully a springboard to something better. It truly is. I guess maybe it's not unique. Maybe other cities are like this, but I just think it's I think it's a shame that this is a bigger story than your first playoff series in 5 years.
Perhaps it is only the keyboard warriors, and it's not quite as big of a thing as we're making it out to be.
I feel like
I know a lot of people are writing about it, but look, a lot of people write about a lot of dumb crap because it's that time of year where we're waiting on the NFL draft. The Blazers aren't going to win their playoff. Like there's nothing really cool going on.
Yeah.
And so people need clickbait, and sometimes that's what these kinds of stories are.
And that's why I would encourage you. I think if you read Quick's piece, that's why I said I think it's a absolutely measured but honest view of who Tom Dundon is. And I go back to those 2 quotes that I absolutely love in that piece, that if I were a Blazer fan, which I kind of am. I mean, I'm not a homer or anything, but
you're a homer.
I root for the hometown team.
You've been called out.
And those 2 quotes about him not giving 2 Fs about what people think about him, and all that dude is concerned about is winning, I think it's fantastic. And he should give he shouldn't, because it's not a matter of should he or shouldn't he. He spent $4 billion. It's his team. He will get the opportunity to do it his way. And I, for one, am going to step back and wait and see what his way looks like.
The other thing about
you can't win this way.
Oh, dear. The other thing about this is, don't you think a lot of this is coming from the people who were fat and sassy?
Yes.
And who are now fearful?
Yes.
Because that ship has sailed?
And that's what kind of, I think, irks me a little bit, is we're letting some of those people...
That narrative is being driven by people who have an agenda.
Yes.
Wow. That's our first segment, folks. Right there. You want to recap?
What is happening?
You want to recap? That's it. But those people,
you can't win this way.
Those people are the ones pushing this, and so again, is it really that big of a deal, or is it just a bunch of people sitting on a, just all fat and happy from all these years of free lunches, no longer getting free lunches?
I think it may have started that way, but I really think with a lot of fans, and I think Steven's on board with this too. I think he's obviously in touch with a lot of the kind of the general fan base. I do think that this narrative has picked up a lot of steam and is really starting to bother and scare a lot of Blazer fans, and it's unnecessary. It didn't have to be this way, and it shouldn't be this way. You should still have the optimism of a new ownership and a team with some good bones to it that, in theory, is getting ready to see its best days in a number of years.
Like, I don't like what has happened so far with the Tom Dundon era. Like, I think it shouldn't be this way, and I think that he should not be nickel and diming them for just the dumbest stuff possible. But at the same time, if in 2 years this team is good and they're winning, I really just won't care. Yeah. And so, I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I do worry about in the offseason if it is just the tip of the iceberg and there's more and more cuts coming around and it really is just as looked as almost like a minor league way of trying to invest in the actual franchise. But at the same time, in the piece, Quick's piece, he's talking about how he wants to go out and get a superstar.
And we'll go into the luxury tax to do it.
Right. And so, again, it's just like, where are you putting your money? Is it in the actual, the people that work, the employees, or the roster? And so I'm willing to give it a shot. And I was trolling earlier, but I do think there is a lot of fear that because Dundon doesn't necessarily like Portland, he's not about it. He doesn't care what people think, that he's trying to get this team up and out of here.
Well, and I think there's two different things at play as well. One is fans' passion and winning and a franchise and a community, sort of a community asset, but also a business. Those are two different things. Yeah. Paul Allen, that dude didn't run a business.
No,
he was so rich, he didn't care. Yeah. This guy runs businesses. Yes. That's what he does. That's why it looks so different, and it is kind of shocking at first, and it's going to be an adjustment. But I don't think how he runs his business, albeit different than Paul Allen and maybe vastly different than Paul Allen, I don't think that should not affect winning or losing. Remember, Paul Allen never won a title.
Nope.
So we got to give the guy a chance, man.
Thank you.
We got to give the guy a chance. And I kind of like that he's an a-hole.
Yeah, me too.
That makes me happy.
That's why I love
telling you to shove it.
That's why I love that quote where he's like, he said all owners are really sensitive and they isolate them or insulate themselves with yes men and they want to be liked. And I love that. This guy doesn't give an F. I love that.
Well, the old head, they're scared.
Yeah.
They're scared. They're the ones that, have put the Blazers into perpetual mediocrity.
What is happening?
Dundon ain't having that.
When something hasn't been working, I do like someone that comes in and is like, well, all right, we're going to do things differently. Oh, and by the way,
it's his team.
My name's on the check, so we're going to do it the way I want to do it, and we'll see what goes. We'll see.
Well, that was an unfortunate 18 minutes, and for that, I'm sorry.
I enjoyed it.
I bet you did. I want to talk about Vinny Avdia.
Ohtani-san. We talk about
Ohtani-san.
Hey, the Mets, we get going here in about 40 minutes.
We do. Yeah. Are you excited about that? They've lost 11 in a row.
Yeah. It's got to end sometime.
What do you care?
I got a new Mets hat on. I've changed it up. I haven't worn this one since the losing streak, so I feel it might be my fault. This is going to be the new winning streak hat that I'm going with today.
Hey, we've got Mike Vrabel audio.
Yeah, this was a fun press conference.
Yeah, he's spoken out. About Rossini.
I love 3 minutes of speaking that says nothing. Big fan of it.
But also sounds sincere.
Yeah. Well, he used the quiet voice. He used the Garth Brooks.
Buzzwords. Good buzzwords.
Yeah. He's renegotiating the buyout contract with his wife right now. There's working on terms. Tough conversations are being had.
So we'll get to that. We're only a couple days away from the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Where the Ducks may go. And up next, I think we should talk about Siege. You want to talk about Siege?
Yeah.
We'll get a little NBA seggy here. Siege, my guy.
Your guy. You always loved Siege.
I always loved him. I don't know why on earth anyone would ever get rid of Siege.
You think some way Neil O'Shea is just sitting there smiling right now, giving everyone the fingers like I told you.
I think he is, yeah. If I know him, I think that's exactly what he's doing. We'll get to that next on The Fan. All right, as we prepare diligently for Game 2, Spurs-Zers tonight, let's review last night. We had a couple fun things, I guess.
Yeah. Minnesota-Denver game was fun.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Did you see what Jaden McDaniel said after the game?
No, I did not. I saw Anthony Edwards was kind of being all Anthony Edwards-y.
Well, yeah, he's prone to do that.
Sure. He was like
seeing as how he's Anthony Edwards.
Tank top, sunglasses at the press conference. He's fun.
Is he hurt? Did I read that he's hurt?
Yeah, he was hurt at the end of the season. I want to say the playoff game 1 was the first game he was back in a while. His knee's been bothering him.
But game 2, did he get hurt again?
I mean, he just he's not 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just hobbly.
Yeah.
Gimpy.
But he's playing through it. He's actually being tough.
Yeah, he played 40 minutes and had 30 points. So if he's dinged up, no, but he's not pulling him off the court.
So Jaden McDaniels, he said he basically labeled all the Nuggets players bad defenders, ensuring that we all load up on Denver in Game 3. He said, so the Timberwolves forward pretty much labeled all the Nuggets players bad defenders. Thrown in there were all-stars Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. Go after Jokic, Jamal, all the bad defenders, said McDaniels, who had 14 points. Tim Hardaway Jr., Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, the whole team. Just go at him. And then they asked, so they're all bad defenders? And he said, yes, they're all bad defenders. Yikes!
Well, and Anthony Edwards was saying that Jokic was a flopper. So, look, Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves in general are not afraid to mix it up, and that's great. Because I mean that can get the playoffs a little spicy, and Minnesota and Denver should be
good little series.
We
kind of forgot about Minnesota.
Yeah. Of the first round series, I mean, there's a strong argument to be made that's the best one on paper. And right now we got 1-1 and we got a little S talking going on. Let's go.
People forget Minnesota's been to back-to-back West Finals.
Yeah. They're kind of the sleep. We just don't give them the.
I don't know why we don't give them credit.
This is the third straight year these two teams have played, and they've both won a series. So
yeah.
This is kind of the rubber match of the two.
Right.
But yeah, we just kind of look at Minnesota and don't think they're for real. But you're right; they've gone to the Western Conference Finals the last 2 seasons.
I don't know why we don't do that.
Can you imagine if that was like in Portland and people dismissed it? That's another smaller market. They'd be up in arms.
Hey, T-shirts.
Hey, do they have T-shirts in Minnesota? Do we know? Was that the key? Well, I guess. They have to go back to Minnesota, so I'll bet you in Game 3, Minnesota T-shirts. Although they got A-Rod as an owner, that cheap bastard. You can't win this way.
Is he cheap?
Oh, they're not. I don't think they're super rich, but I honestly don't know. No. I'm not familiar.
He's not the rich guy.
I'm not familiar with the finances of the Minnesota Timberwolves and what they do.
Well, you called him cheap though.
With checkout times.
I thought maybe you had some sort of tangible evidence.
He's just not one of the mega rich owners, but.
Now, the other thing that happened last night was our boy Siege having a game against New York. 32 points, 12 of 22.
I have seen recently, especially with the Hawks, who kind of went on this heater at the end of the year, I've seen some people start to give Siege some flowers because he's just never been thought much of outside of Neil O'Shea.
He's never been an all-star, has he?
No, he is not. And so that's what some stuff has been floating around is I've seen some discussions from NBA scribes where they're asking, is he the best player to have never made an all-star game?
Wow.
Yeah.
Like in the league now or ever?
No, like in the league now. I mean, I guess if you wanted to put it in the overall context, but no, people were talking about now. Like in
well,
he's
up there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really good.
Yes.
But he's inefficient, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't play very good defense. So he's kind of one of those
a smaller guard that doesn't pass, really.
Exactly.
He's not a great passer.
He's score only.
But I think that's the point is everyone knows that there are warts to his game. But we kind of talk about him and the way that he's been dealt. He's like when he got traded this time, everyone just kind of went, sure. And since leaving Portland, right? New Orleans, Atlanta, and Washington. Like you can't find 3 more. Let's just bury you over. He's Kyle Kuzma. Let's just stick you over there and no one cares about you. And he goes to Atlanta. I mean, no one shows up to Atlanta Hot games unless it's stripper wing night. And all of a sudden he gets to Atlanta. Atlanta goes on a heater. And they've now split the series with New York. And I don't know, I think it's kind of cool that after all these years, CJ is starting to get, I don't know. It's nice towards the end after you've been around the block a time or two, someone to tip the cap off and be like, yeah, you weren't an all-star, but dude, he is better than just your average NBA player.
Well, he can score one-on-one, and in the playoffs, you need guys that can create their own shot and score, and he can do that. Where in the regular season, it doesn't matter as much. Like, look at the Blazers, how they struggle to score now. If they had a guy like CJ who could get them a bucket when they're in trouble, that would be so helpful, and he can do that in the playoffs. I think that's where he shines. Like, when he was on Portland in that Denver series in Game 7, he was incredible because he can score one-on-one in the regular season. You don't need that in the playoffs. You need guys when it's physical like that.
Yeah, well, and it's sexy too. Like he hit some big shots last night. It was a good-looking performance. But who knows better about the trials and tribulations of CJ McCollum than Blazer fans?
Yeah.
We've been there with him. And we know in the end, that's why, when he left, he got traded, it was like, well, all right, we were kind of done with him.
Yeah.
So we know, like, look, he looks really good on nights like last night, and he deserves flowers. He's a very good player.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I just pulled up the top NBA players never selected as All-Stars. Mm-hmm. And this is all time.
Okay.
He is on the top 10 list.
All right.
This top 10 list, which I'll give to you in a second. But we're just really aware of his warts.
Sure.
And if you're just watching the NBA via highlights and in the playoffs, you don't really see his warts as much. But you go through a couple seasons with him.
Sure.
You saw the Game 7 with Denver. Dude, the guy certainly deserves a lot more credit for that.
They do not win that series without CJ.
Well, they don't win that game without him. And by the way, we don't really ever talk about that.
No.
Here.
Well, we talk about Dame's heroics. And here's the other thing too, that whether it's fair or not to CJ, that's for you to decide. Once he left Portland, he never had a chance. And maybe something happens in Atlanta, but obviously the teams he went to, those were dying planets. His time in Portland, he was on a very mismatched team, right? CJ needs to be. Him and Dame were not a good pairing together. They just weren't. He's a lesser version of Damian Lillard. So being a lesser version of a top 75 player and arguably the second best shooter of his generation or of an entire era, that's not anything to sneeze about. But when you put two undersized guards together that neither one of them plays very good defense and neither one of them is a true point guard, that's not on CJ. You wonder that if CJ had played alongside a better fit, if he played on a different team with a better roster construction where he was allowed to actually just kind of fit a role, as opposed to being in Portland where he was asked to be the second best player behind a guy who's just a better version of him. I wonder if we view CJ way differently.
Well, in Atlanta, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, great defender. Jalen Johnson, great defender. Okongwu, great defender.
Yeah.
CJ can go out and not have to guard, and he can go out and be the main ball handler on that team. And I think you're right, Suk. It just never was a good fit in Portland because he was a lesser Dame. So what are you going to do when both your undersized guards don't play defense? It's just hard to make up for all that. He's in a great spot right now, and he's really thriving.
It's not breaking news, dude.
Well, he had a good game last night.
Yeah.
And he's now the villain in New York.
Which is always fun.
They went from F Trae Young chants to FU CJ chants.
Yeah. I'd be pretty cool if CJ slayed the Knicks. I would laugh.
Well, he did last night, although he tried to blow it. He missed 2 free throws at the end of the game. So I don't know if you saw it. If you didn't see it, the Hawks, valiant comeback. They got up 107-106 with 10 seconds left. Siege gets fouled and misses both free throws. So New York had a chance to win it, but missed the final shot.
I saw the recap on SportsCenter because I was knee deep in Stanley Cup playoff. No, I was not, unfortunately. Yeah. The Stanley Cup playoffs last night were fantastic. So given my choice, unless it's play-in Tuesday or my Blazers, given the choice between Stanley Cup playoffs and NBA playoffs, I tend to lean.
Well, it was a good game.
I lean hokey.
And Siege just had and of course everybody has to ask him, hey, are you the villain here in New York? And he's like, oh, I'm not a villain. I'm a nice guy with 2 kids. So New York fans, they just have to have somebody to, to yell at.
You have to have someone
and they used to love to hate Trae Young. But they can't anymore because they traded him.
Trae Young really leaned into it too.
So now it's Siege. And then Siege said the right thing. He's a really, obviously very mature guy. And he was like, yeah, I view it as a compliment.
Well, he should.
It's like Matt Fitzpatrick.
CJ is
I'm going to corkscrew some golf in here.
Don't do that.
Why not?
CJ's 34.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think
He's an old.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Rest in peace.
Well, and like I don't think of Dame as being as old as he is, but then when you look, you're like,
oh, he's old.
Yeah, he's old. It's old.
So here are the top 10 NBA players never selected as All-Stars, according to ChatGPT. Cedric Maxwell, Jason Terry.
Jason Terry never made an All-Star team, huh?
Rod Strickland, Jamal Crawford,
Blazer great.
Lamar Odom, Mike Bibby.
Lamar Odom never made an All-Star team too?
CJ McCollum, Arvydas Sabonis,
Yeah.
Michael Cooper, and Ron Harper.
Yeah. That's not so there's a good one with Ron Harper, right? If Ron Harper never plays with Michael or the Lakers and Ron Harper, even those Cavs teams, if Ron Harper was just forced to just mill about the New Orleans and the Washingtons of the world, we don't think about Ron Harper the same way. But we think of Ron Harper as a winner. And we think of Ron Harper as a piece of championship teams. And I think with guys like that, I really do think it matters the situation that you're in and the players that are around you.
Yeah, another list has Siege 6th. Top 5, Jason Terry, Ron Harper, Lamar Odom, Richard Jefferson, and Cedric Maxwell.
That's surprising, too. I would have thought that like Odom and Richard Jefferson would have made an all-star team at some point.
We're forgetting how good Rod Strickland was, too. That guy was awesome.
Yes, he was.
But also not an all-star.
No.
Loser. All right. Well, there's NBA talk for you guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Coming up next, Mike Vrabel speaks.
And says nothing.
Here's Steven.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, Trailblazers taking on the Spurs tonight. Game 2. Tip off around 5 p.m. Spurs 11.5-point favorites at home against the Trailblazers. Billy Donovan, the head coach of the Bulls, he's going to step down as their head coach after 6 seasons. Thunder guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he was named Clutch Player of the Year today. Wisconsin transfer John Blackwell, he is committed to Duke. Blackwell, really good player for Wisconsin last year, averaged 19 points, earned all Big Ten honors. Former Steelers coach Mike Tomlin, he's going to be joining NBC's Sunday night pregame show, Football Night in America, as a studio analyst. Of course, Thomas resigned as the Steelers coach in January after 19 successful seasons. Mets outfielder Juan Soto, he is going to return to the Mets tomorrow. Soto has been nursing a right calf strain for a while, and this does come at a great time as the Mets are on an 11-game losing streak. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Now, I don't know if this is true, but I don't care.
All right, it's widely speculated.
Yeah, that's what we like to do here.
Sure.
Text on A-Rod's leadership style.
Sure.
A-Rod is in charge of the entertainment. He's, co-owner of
Yes.
T-Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
My sister was on the dance team. And yes, he's cheap and annoying to work for.
Yeah.
Can't remember the exact story, but he got into something over money or style with the dance team coach. Drama on the dance team. No way. Anyway, the funny thing is they drug test the women on the team to perform for a low-paying second job.
How do they even win? Never going to win a title doing that.
Little ironic, A-Rod drug testing the dance team.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Dance team like cheerleaders, win this way. They do get paid nothing.
Well, yeah.
Across like the board. That is 100% you want to do this job and therefore we don't have to pay you.
Also, A-Rod annoying. Who would have thunk that?
No, I know. It's weird.
Yeah.
What you're saying is the dance team gets screwed overed.
They do. Kind of got screwed overed. Like in the NFL, a lot of times those cheerleaders, they get paid like $75 a game?
Wasn't there a whole documentary on this?
Yeah.
With, like the Raiders?
Yep. And they often get pimped out for like, that was the whole Redskins thing.
Yeah,
the
Washington thing.
They get pimped out to like auto shows and like boat shows. And
those are fun. You and I know something about that.
And sometimes they just
pimp us out to the auto show.
Yeah, it's a bad, that's a bad culture. But I mean, that kind of goes, honestly, like around the world of sports. This idea that everyone that's involved in professional sports makes a bunch of money just isn't true. Now, if you're an athlete and you're a GM and you're a coach and you're the owner and that sort of stuff, there's a lot of money. But when it gets trickled down, there's a lot of really low-paying jobs that will remain low-paying jobs because a lot of people want to be in the sports industry. Radio is the same way. There's a lot of people that want to have this job. Therefore, it doesn't pay a lot of money a lot of times, but people want to do it. So this idea that every one of these owners around sports is just throwing around dollars, yeah, for the athletes, but for staff members and stuff, that is not the case. I mean, I was in the NFL briefly, and the number of times I heard from staff members and people involved in those organizations that were bitching about, costs and not getting paid, and whether that was with Denver or Tampa, two very different organizations, it's the same thing. Unless you're Steve Ballmer, guys, billionaires often don't become billionaires by frivolously throwing around money. It's not a thing.
Unless you're Paul Allen.
Unless you're Paul.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Miss him.
Even like the cowboy cheerleaders, they don't, like, that's the most famous cheerleaders in the world, and they don't get paid squat. But you do get the benefits of being
it's the prestige.
Yes, it's the prestige.
All right, well, now we have to break again.
And then maybe you get to marry a rich guy or an athlete, which also happens a lot. I think the great Slade Norris married a Raiderette.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Was that a low blow?
What?
At the cowboy cheerleaders there? A little bit of a low blow?
How was it a low blow?
Well, I don't know. You're insinuating that they sleep with athletes and
No, I did not. I insinuated that you get a chance to be around a lot of wealthy, attractive guys. I like to keep it spicy, man.
We'll let it go.
We were told specifically that you weren't allowed to fraternize with the cheerleaders. A lot of guys fraternized with the cheerleaders.
I hate this team.
I think Jake Plummer married one.
And then the cheerleaders get called bad names.
Yes. Well,
players.
And that's the crappy part is the cheerleaders get fired if they get caught fraternizing with the players. The players do not get fired if they get caught.
Yeah, that leads us to our next story.
That's the Rossini model.
Mike Vrabel.
Yep.
He has spoken. What he said next. Mike Vrabel of the Patriots hath spoken.
Yes.
And, of course, we've been waiting to hear from him on the Diana Rossini scandal.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the other thing about him, he's not really in any trouble.
No.
He doesn't really have to say anything.
Well, he's going to have to address it eventually. And
he knew that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have. I mean, he just needed to say, put it this way. What you're about to hear is the bare minimum of what Mike Vrabel needed to do for this to just be a non-story for him.
Although I will say that for a gal who claims that nothing happened, sure seems like a lot happened there, Diana.
He didn't corroborate that in the least.
No.
So here were Mike Vrabel's first comments on the Diana Rossini story.
I understand I could have, addressed you guys sooner, but it was important to me to have a conversation with the players, which I did yesterday, very candidly, as we began our off-season program, which everyone is excited to be a part of. Stacy had mentioned the players' availability, and it was never my intention to have them speak to you or address you before I did. And so I asked him to come today and to talk with you. I also don't want to take away from our, the draft, the weekend of the draft. This is an important time for us and our organization, and the excitement and the joy that those players are going to have that we bring onto our football team. They're starting an amazing journey, one that should be celebrated as we welcome them onto our team. With that being said, I've had some difficult conversations with people that I care about, with my family, the organization, the coaches, the players. Those have been positive and productive. We believe in order to be successful on and off the field, you have to make good decisions. That includes me. That starts with me. We never want our actions to negatively affect the team. We never want to be the cause of a distraction. And what Those are comments and questions that I've answered for the team and with the team. We'll keep those private and, to ourselves. I care deeply about this football team, and I'm excited to coach them. I also know that I'm going to attack each day with humility and focus. And what I can promise you is that my family, this organization, the team, the staff, the coaches, everybody, our fans, most importantly, will get the best version of me going forward. And that's what I know, and I'm excited to do that. But I wanted to just address this and thank you for your patience in dealing with the private and personal matter. Thank you.
That was it.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo.
That's pretty good that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And not good in terms of addressing anything.
Yeah.
It's just that's PR 101 right there.
I want to know how those productive conversations went with your wife there, Mike.
Yeah, very productive.
Very productive.
Very productive.
I felt like that was a real.
Football's football.
That was real just football.
Oh,
Hey,
for sure.
It's football, guys.
Ongoing.
Hey, we got to make good decisions. That starts with me.
We got the draft too, so we got to make
the
good
draft
decisions.
coming up, and hey, you know what I can say is I like how I always put that my family and this team are going to get the best versions of me, and I will no longer be sticking it to any reporters.
For now.
I'm
gonna let this die down before
and,
I get with the other one.
Although, Susie, I really like what she has going on, but I'll tell you what, that's going to be for down the road. I'm focused on right now training camp, right? We got a couple hot interns, but I'm telling you, for the time being, very focused on the task at hand. Getting back to the Super Bowl, worry about the cheerleaders later.
So you remember when Rossini hired well, we told you this yesterday. There was an ESPN story where they were talking about how they came to her house.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, we have photos of you with Mike Vrabel. If you can prove that this isn't what it looks like, then we may not even run the story.
Yeah.
The first thing she did, and by the way, she couldn't prove that.
No.
But the first thing she did was she called a crisis management team or whatever, like the PR.
Yeah, the PR people. They called in the wolf from Pulp Fiction. Let's clean this up a little bit.
So two very distinct paths they've chosen here. Vrabel's just like, well, conversations and the best version of me, and I will no longer talk about it. Diana Rossini has hired a crisis management firm, and did you see what happened with her the day after she quit?
I don't know if I did or not. Enlighten me.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
Diana Rossini saved an elderly man and his dog in a car accident.
I did see something about that.
This is real.
Is that true, or was that the PR firm that set up?
Again, this is what I'm saying. It's very interesting, the timing. Right after she quits and hires a crisis management team, that suddenly she's in the news for being a hero. Now, listen, that may just be a little bit of me getting into this new day and age of never trusting anything.
Sure.
Okay? But I got to tell you,
That'd be pretty awesome.
I don't know how real this is.
I love the idea.
Although there are photos.
Hey, look, I can flip over a car. That's no problem. How awesome. And the fact you said it was an elderly person?
Yeah, he was 73.
Oh, my God.
Do you want the...
I'm going to start my own PR service, and it's just going to be, I'm going to go take some olds from my neighborhood. And look, I see a lot of car wrecks with the olds around me. All we have to do is find an old beat-up Cadillac, put it on its side. Hey, the next thing you know, I'm reporting, you saved a 73-year-old man.
So it was a Jeep, and here's what they say happened.
Okay.
So the incident took place in Wyckoff, New Jersey, at around 5 p.m. local time, Wednesday, April 15th. A 17-year-old driving a Honda Civic collided with a Jeep, causing the vehicle to flip on its side. According to eyewitnesses, Rossini, who was driving on the same road at the time, stopped to help the 73-year-old male driver of the Jeep and his dog, both of whom were trapped in the vehicle following the collision. One person on the scene told Page Six, quote, she ran out and had a tall man put her on top of the Jeep to open the door, and she and the other guy pulled the driver and his dog out of the Jeep.
Tall man. Mike Vrabel's pretty tall.
Rossini was joined by other bystanders who also provided help until police arrived. The elderly man was sent to a local hospital after complaining of head and shoulder pain. It is unclear what the condition of the teen driver is currently.
Dude, I want this to be a plant. I think it'd be amazing. And quite frankly, I'm here for it.
Well, okay, do you find it interesting that it's also Page Six? So Page Six is the one that
that had the story.
They scorched her.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the photos
Yeah.
and they ran with it. Could this be the PR firm calling up Page Six and being like, "Hey, look,
this is genius.
Yeah.
We're gonna look.
we need you to run this,
There's gonna be a wreck here, and
or else."
Look, this is diabolical. I'm gonna call Tom Dundon's people right now and be like, "Hey, Tom, you need some good PR. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna flip over an old ass Jeep with an even older person into it and a dog, and you're gonna be happy to be driving by, and you're gonna rescue. And don't worry, it's gonna run on Page 6. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Seriously, all seriousness, all kidding aside.
Yeah.
Do you believe this? Like, do you think that this is legit?
My guess is that yes, this is legit. if it turned out that I do not want to live in the Joe Rogan conspiracy world, I just think that's a tough place to live in. But
it is. But
it's
this isn't that.
It's getting harder and harder. And if you told me that this turned out to be a pile of bunch of horse nears, it would not shock me one bit. I would not put it past a PR person to hire an old dude and his dog to roll over a car and be like,
Some 17-year-old's like, yeah, I get to ram a Jeep. This is great.
You said there's photos of the accident scene?
Yeah, there's photos of the Jeep on its side.
How does it look? Does it look staged?
No. Well,
It looks like a real wreck? Is TMZ out? You said Page 6.
I mean, yeah, it looks like a real. I guess it looks like a real wreck. I don't know. I don't know what a real wreck looks like. Well, you know what I mean. Like you could show me 5 different pictures of a turned over Jeep, and I don't know which is real.
Look, we need to unleash the social media warriors after this. They'll figure it out.
Well, I'm sure they're on it.
Yeah.
So she's a hero. Okay, lay off her.
I like it. It says Diana Rossini mounts daring rescue. Daring.
Yeah. Well, she got on the top of the Jeep. Very daring.
I mean, it's a good wreck. The firefighters eventually did come out, and then the front end didn't have a lot of damage.
All right.
By the way, I see no photos of her at the wreck site.
Just the car.
It's just all right. I'm getting.
Yeah, that's a bit of a red flag, is it not? Nobody has video.
Nothing. All that is right there is just a photo of a rando Jeep.
Yeah.
That could be a car wreck any place.
Well, and
this whole thing.
Page
stinks.
6 has just one person on the scene,
and
that was the quote, and that's the whole story. Like nobody else has said anything.
This whole thing stinks.
It sure does, fella.
It is suspicious. But hey, I want everyone to know that
she's a hero.
That she's a hero, and that Mike is he's sorry for not doing anything, and that he's refocused. And hey, good decision to start with him. I wonder what his wife really thinks about this. How much restructuring of the contract did he have to do with the wife?
Yeah, I mean,
because Kobe, what was the ring Kobe bought? Was it a $4 million ring that he had to restructure?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that
you think Mike restructured to.
Well, here's the deal. I feel like, and this is going to be cynical, but does any coach have a good relationship with his spouse?
No, not
any
really.
head coach?
Nah.
I mean, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, so we don't have any idea what Mike Vrabel's relationship was like. It was probably already on the fritz. You know what I mean?
You think the wife was like?
She's like, whatever.
She was just upset that it got public. She's like, really, dumbass.
Yeah. After 30 times, they finally caught you. You know,
dude. I was looking here at his salary.
His $10 million,
14 to 17.
Jeez.
Maybe
she's sticking with him.
Maybe there was a restructuring. We're working on some buyout. We're working on some buyout languages. Working on some roster bonuses, things of that workout bonuses. We're playing around with it. I'm guessing that was those were some spendy Page 6 photos. That's why he had to take some time before he spoke to the media. Got to work through those things.
All right, we got a college football this and that coming up on The Fan.
From the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Trailblazers taking on the Spurs tonight in Game 2. It's going to be 5 p.m. tip on NBC and Peacock. Spurs 11.5-point favorites over your Trailblazers. Other playoff action tonight, 76ers going to take on the Celtics in Game 2 of that series. Tip-off coming up here shortly, and then the nightcap on NBC, Rockets at the Lakers. Lakers lead that one 1-0. And Kevin Durant, who missed Game 1 for Houston, he has been listed as a game-time decision in this one. Billy Donovan has decided to step down as head coach of the Chicago Bulls after 6 seasons. Oklahoma City Thunder guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he was named Clutch Player of the Year today. Wisconsin transfer guard John Blackwell, he is committed to Duke. Blackwell, really good player last year for the Badgers, averaging about 19 points per game and earning all Big Ten honors. Former Steelers coach Mike Tomlin, he is joining NBC's Sunday night pregame show, Football Night in America, as a studio analyst. Tomlin, of course, resigned as the Steelers coach back in January after coaching a successful 19 seasons in Pittsburgh. And the Mets, they're on an 11-game losing streak, but they may get some reinforcements tomorrow. Outfielder Juan Soto is supposed to return to New York tomorrow to play with them. Soto has been nursing the right calf strain. And this comes at a great time for the Mets. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
what an opportunity.
Today, we're the ball.
We're talking about the Ducks and where they could go in the draft. Dane Brugler, The Athletic. We'll get back to that in a second. Somebody texted and said we were talking about coaches and how they probably, and it's a terribly cynical view, but we've just been around long enough. Coaches probably don't have great relationships with their wives.
No, I mean, I don't remember who it was. It was a national reporter who was talking about the Vrabel Rossini thing. I'm trying to remember who it was. But they kind of alluded to the fact that obviously Rossini is going to face more consequences than Vrabel. I can never say his name, Mike Vrabel. And one of the things he pointed out, unfortunately, why this didn't have any ripple in the NFL world while it does in the reporting world.
Yeah.
NFL coaches work 16-hour days.
Exactly.
They sleep at their office. They're on the road. And look, it's just commonplace that as bad as players are with infidelity and gals and stuff, the coaches and
right.
It's just as bad.
They work too hard.
They work, yes.
And they're one-track minded.
Yes.
I can't imagine they're ever even present. When they are home,
No.
they're not present.
No.
They're thinking about the game plan or the roster.
Yeah.
And so what I wanted to say was somebody texted in and said, when I was a server at Oba, Terry Stotts and his wife used to come in for dinner all the time, and they looked like they generally enjoyed being around each other.
First off, that's awesome.
And that's great.
Yes.
But I think I'm going to amend my statement about coaches and just say football.
Yes.
Mostly. I think football's a different animal.
Yes.
College and pro.
Yes.
Not necessarily high school.
I don't know, and again, this isn't a shot at NBA coaches, but it kind of is, Mo Cheeks.
No, they don't work that hard.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of NBA coaches are sleeping in their office, and I can assure you that the Todd McShays and the John Grudens of the world, they are indeed the Shanahans.
Yeah.
They live in the office. They just
NBA
do.
coaches are traveling,
yes,
but they're not working near as much as football.
And a lot of the coach wife is a certain archetype that almost would prefer if he's not home. It's their house, they run it, and there's almost like a military don't ask, don't tell sort of vibe. And a lot of times when coaches do go home, it's problematic because they're disrupting the family life. The family life moves on.
They're like, hey, what are you doing here?
There's yes.
Okay, so Brugler has, let's see here now.
Right here now.
Sadiq going to the Ravens at 14. He has Thieneman going to the Panthers at 19. He has Pregnon going to the Chargers at 55. He has Betcher in the third round to the Patriots. Others, Malik Benson, wide receiver, is projected to be taken in the fourth round by the Bills.
Yeah, he's a guy that is a bit of a climber.
Yeah,
he came into the year basically as a scout team guy.
Well, he's an athlete.
He's an athlete, and he's a transfer guy that bounced around a lot, but he's a world-class athlete. He showed when he had an opportunity that he could step up. He's a special teams guy. Fourth, again, might be a little, this is a pretty deep receiver class. That's a little early, I would say, but there is a place in the NFL, and it wouldn't shock me to see him in the fourth, but that may be a bit of a reach.
Fifth round, Jaden Kennedy, projected to be taken by the Browns.
Yeah, and that's about right.
He's corner, and then you have Alex Harkey projected to be taken by the Cowboys in the sixth round.
Yeah,
offensive guard.
He was a tackle. He's gonna have to move in. I don't love it. I know he's a mauler, big physical guy, plays with a nasty edge, kind of sloppy feet, not great technique. So when he moves into guard, we'll see that adjustment. But he's a project player. But he has the body. Like that's another guy. The Oregon offensive line is full of just big physical guys.
Go Ducks.
So he'll get a shot. I just don't know if that's I never watched him and thought anything spectacular. And then Isaiah World came into the season. He's the other one.
He's got him going to the Cowboys as well. Seventh round.
And he's coming off the injury as well.
He has so much hype coming in.
I don't see it.
This is huge, right?
He's enormous. I don't like big lumbering non-athletes.
God, that thing's enormous.
Not a fan. And I just was never. He came in with all the hype, and I just don't think he ever lived up to it. Now you had the injury. Again, when you're 6'8", whatever it is, 340, someone is going to give you a shot, and we'll see what happens. And he could maybe stick around just because of his size, but I don't think either one of those guys are starters in the NFL anytime soon.
All right, that all courtesy of Dane Brugler of The Athletic. He put out his 7-round mock draft.
But I do think this is a nice Duck draft class.
Yeah, it is.
You look at the way they're stacking talent, and you're going to be able to start seeing it in these drafts. Like it used to be, to be a first-round pick in Oregon was a big deal, and you're starting to see it more now on a regular basis, and this is going to continue. I mean, all of their best players, for the most part, were underclassmen that didn't go to the draft. So next year's draft class, you're going to have multiple defensive linemen. You're going to have a couple wide receivers. Your quarterback's going to go real high. You've got studs in the back half of your defense. There is a lot that's coming through this pipeline. And so I think each year you're seeing more and more Ducks in the draft, and that is because the talent level is rising.
Yeah, their previous record for most draft picks in one draft was 8 in 2024, but that was broken last year with 10. Mm-hmm. And they probably won't get 10 this year.
Probably not.
But
the ones that you are getting, like, I think Sadiq, Thieneman, and Pregnon are all early starters. Like, I think it would not shock me if every one of those guys is the day one starter. And that says something. When you're putting 3 guys that are day one starters, and I think Benson is going to be, I don't know if he'll be a punt return, kick return starter in the NFL. So you have 4 guys that are going to hit the ground running, and that's a good that's a good haul for Oregon.
All right. We got to move on to In the News.
The other one too, just real quick, because it's not Oregon, but and it'll be interesting to see where he goes, because some people, the big receiver, maybe not the best athlete. I think Denzel Boston out of Washington, I really like. And so that's a guy that I don't know if he goes in the first round, back half of the first round, second. A lot of receivers in this draft, and a lot of varying opinions, but I think the big body receiver kind of gets a bad rep sometimes, but I'm a fan of what he did up at UW, and I think he will be a guy the first or second day that he gets called, that if your team gets him, I think you're getting a good one.
I like the music I like. You kind of like whatever it is you like.
Keeping with the theme.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a question.
Which guy?
Is a roadside zoo in rural Oregon ever going to be on the up and up?
No. No.
Is there any chance?
No. No.
Joe Exotic coming to Oregon?
Nah, man, I'm not.
Joe Exotic just got arrested.
Where's Shia LaBeouf? Joe Exotic's
not that Joe Exotic.
The new
Oregon Joe Exotic just got arrested. That story kicks off In the News next. Here's Steven.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Portland Trailblazers taking on the Spurs tonight. Game 2 is going to be a 5 p.m. tip. Right now, San Antonio an 11.5-point favorite as the Blazers down 1-0 in that series. NBA playoff action right now. Boston taking on Philadelphia. Late in the first quarter, Boston up by 8 over Philadelphia. And that one later on, we got the Rockets taking on the Lakers as the nightcap. Kevin Durant will be a game-time decision in that one. Lakers won Game 1, but Houston is a 5.5-point favorite in Game 2. Billy Donovan has decided to step away as head coach of the Chicago Bulls after 6 seasons in Chicago. Thunder guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, maybe the MVP, but he was named also Clutch Player of the Year this season. Wisconsin transfer guard John Blackwell, he is committed to Duke. Blackwell averaged about 19 points, earned all Big Ten honors last season. For the Badgers, former Steelers coach Mike Tomlin is joining NBC's Sunday night pregame show, Football Night in America, as a studio analyst. Tomlin resigned as the Steelers head coach back in January after 19 seasons. And with the Mets on an 11-game losing streak, they need some help, and they might be getting some tomorrow as outfielder Juan Soto is expected to return to the Mets lineup. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of...
Jed Fish gets me hot. All right, welcome back. It is April 21, the day after 420, 2026. Time now for In the News. I'm your newsman. Hello. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Today is Big Word Day. Do you like big words?
Sure. I mean, I don't have anything against big words. I can't spell them, but like an onomatopoeia sort of thing. I mean, what's like the biggest word you use?
Me?
Yeah.
Maybe like
do you have
turd or fart.
I was going to say, do you have like a big word that like you... I'm assuming like big word is like 14, 15 plus letters.
Well, I don't know about that, but I think that magnanimous is a cool word.
That is good. Yeah.
I think it's a very powerful word.
Juxtaposition is one I use from time to time.
There you go. Juxtapee. I love that.
Would that count?
Yeah, that counts. It's a good word. I like ubiquitous. Is that long enough?
Yeah, I would think.
Ubiquitous is kind of a cool word.
Yeah. That's got
Steven is ubiquitous.
It's got some length to it.
He's everywhere at once. He's a Swiss Army knife.
I'm looking here. 27 big fancy words to sound smart and impress others.
What's number one?
Which, by the way, that doesn't work. It just makes you seem like an ass.
Right.
See Steve Patterson.
What's number one?
I'm scrolling down
on there
to see what. Ubiquitous is on here.
I love that word.
Scintillating, serendipity.
Yeah. Great one.
Whimsical is on there.
You better believe I clicked on the ad, and it is yarmakula.com.
Oh, that's how you spell Yarmakula.
I think that goes without saying.
That's a good one.
Yes.
An oldie but a goodie. It is also Bulldogs Are Beautiful Day.
Oh, I miss my bulldog.
And they are. Bulldogs are great.
Miss my bulldog. Both of them. I had two of them. I had an American and an Old English. Rest in peace, Little Bull and Crumb. You were great.
So, the owner of West Coast Game Park Safari has been arrested.
All I needed to know was that the company was West Coast. What was it?
West Coast Game Park Safari.
Oh, no. I could have told you just based on that illegal activity was happening in.
So,
yeah. That goes without saying.
This is like our Joe Exotic.
Sure.
So, there are 43 charges of animal neglect. This is a roadside zoo in Bandon.
Yeah. Flip the double bird to the great whites.
I don't even know the guy's name. It doesn't even say his name in here.
First off,
anyway,
the fact that it's there's no such thing as a roadside zoo like that's done well. It's just not.
Well, it's not that it's done well. That's on the up and up.
No.
Like, you can have a roadside zoo, but listen, you got a roadside zoo, I'm telling you, I am skeptical.
There's not a lot of roadside good anything.
Yeah, well,
fruit stand maybe.
Yeah.
I bought some beef jerky.
Fine.
I bought some beef jerky at a roadside stand. Delightful.
Well, that roadside amusement park off of I-5 over there is Enchanted Forest.
I'll tell you what, that thing freaks me out.
Is it?
You know?
Street tacos?
I think it is.
I'll eat some street tacos off a roadside. There's one over there
Lake Oswego.
There's one over there in Northeast it's like a permanent taco stand, but it's just set up in a parking lot. And they're open until like 4 a.m.
Those things are popping up everywhere.
Dude, it's phenomenal. Like that, I'm bored. But if you told me that I could go get tacos there and pet a baby tiger, then I'd be like, all right, something's up. It's not good.
Law enforcement seized 310 animals from the park. It's right there off Highway 101. This was last May. A chicken, a camel, and a kinkajou. Am I pronouncing that right?
I think that's one of those words to sound fancy and smart.
Should I dump that? Or
I don't know. It sounds dirty.
They have Pikachu there? Pokemon are roaming around that thing?
Those 3 had to be euthanized due to their poor condition.
Yeah, man.
Officers also discovered, shockingly, 80 grams of meth, cocaine, dozens of firearms, and about $1.6 million in cash.
They're devout alcoholics.
Brian
Tenney. Brian Tenney, yeah. He's the owner.
Boy, that's a lot of cash.
That is a lot of cash.
I'm guessing that's not from the roadside zoo.
He pleaded guilty in Coos County Circuit Court. Well, I bet Coos County Circuit Court's a fun place to hang out on a Wednesday.
Yeah. Boy, I'll tell you what, if this is indeed, there are a couple different ones when you Google that name.
Does he look like Joe Exotic?
Boy, yeah, it's not. Let me pull this up. If this is the guy, it's. Oh my, I got to get a bigger. Yeah,
What was the guy's name again?
It's Joe Exotic.
Brian Tenney.
If that's the guy.
Tenney.
Yeah.
He is 43, I think. Young guy.
He's got a lot of money.
No.
He's got a lot of money.
43 charges.
And
Sorry.
apparently a lot of meth.
So West Coast Game Park, West Coast Game Safari Park, and this texter is right. He says, "Is this the one that they give you ice cream cone full of nuts and stuff, and then the deer come and eat it violently out of your hand?" Yes.
Oh boy.
That's exactly what this is. Established in 1968 as a small roadside attraction with just a few deer, Bob and Mary Tenney acquired the park 4 years later and expanded it. That couple retired in 2009. Their son, Brian, took over. The now shuttered park once housed more than 450 animals representing 75 species. So he has...
By the way, on the Googles, it is permanently closed. It does have a 4-star review, though.
He has 371 charges.
Yeah.
371! And he has 327 felonies.
Now, how much of that is animal neglect
Yeah.
and how much of that is meth?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Probably a lot of those are just account for each animal,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, never trust a roadside zoo,
No,
okay?
It just,
They're running meth.
yeah, some dip ass on the roadside can't take care of lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. It's meth. Wasn't Joe Exotic on meth too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's standard.
Yeah, right? Roadside zoo and meth, it's like peanut butter and strippers, man. It goes together.
Okay.
I'm looking at some of the conditions that these animals live in, and these are the ones that you can find online. Who goes to these places? Bear looks all janky and fur's falling out.
Maybe golfers on their way to abandoned dunes.
Yes. It's just sad.
Stop through there.
Ugh. Well, I hope this dip-ass goes to prison for a long time.
Coming up next, I thought long and hard today about creative ways to name this story.
Mm-hmm.
And I failed. I failed you.
Couldn't do it, huh?
There's got to be something funny that I missed. But I'll just give you the headline. A Portland woman is suing Trader Joe's for a finger in her orange juice. How do you finger your orange juice?
I think if I've learned anything in this world, you can finger just about anything. It just takes a little bit of willpower.
That story is next on The Fan. All right, welcome back.
Lake Oswego.
Thank you to all you listening in Lake Oswego. This is in the news, April 21, 2026. I'm your noted newsman. Hello.
Ah!
A Portland woman is suing Trader Joe's after she claimed to have found the fingertip of a rubber glove and potentially a human finger in her orange juice.
There's nothing that's going to penetrate that face. It's problematic. Now, the tip of the rubber glove is one thing. The finger, that's not good.
According to the court documents, the woman bought a 52-ounce bottle of OJ from the Trader Joe's on Northeast Halsey Street. This was about a year ago. While drinking the juice, the woman said she felt like there was a large piece of pulp in her mouth. Ugh.
You fingering that is making me very uncomfortable.
Which she discovered was actually the fingertip end of a rubber glove, which she thought might also have contained the end of a human finger in the glove or in the pulp. The woman said she felt nauseous and had a burning sensation in her mouth, leading her to visiting urgent care.
I ask, how do you prove that the finger,
I think you just got to take a picture.
Well, I understand that, but what's to stop me from...
Well, nothing.
That's why I wonder where these things,
Yeah, you get these a lot. And by the way, is it a red flag that she is suing for $10,000? Is that a red flag?
It seems because 10 grand.
Yeah,
you would
that's
think
it.
You would think there'd be more than that.
And she wants her attorney fees paid for.
Yeah. What was some lady was suing? She was suing for $20 million for some horse nears the other day that we covered. What was that? Remember, it was some ridiculous thing I told her she wasn't going to get a dime.
Take me outside. How about
She was suing
that?
for $20 million.
Yeah, what was that?
And it was something stupid. Like a finger in the orange juice? That 10 grand?
It's the woman who got stabbed at the bar.
Yeah, there was a crowded bar, and the guy's like, I'm going to stab you. And she didn't. She was like, whatever, and then got stabbed. She's like, $20 million. No offense, but $20 million for that and 10 grand for a finger in the orange juice? I just don't know. It's like that old, I found a rat in my Cobb salad. Well, how do you know? Was there is there a I'm guessing you go back to where the orange juice was made and see if anyone reported an incident where you got there was a finger circumcision. And then if there was, then, we backtrack it that way. But you can't just go around if that's the case.
Well, you can. People try this all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know what the burden of proof is. It's like,
I would not give up a fingertip for 10 grand. Now, if they win a bunch more, I'll give up
what would that be worth to you?
A fingertip?
Yeah.
What finger?
Yeah, my pinkies are both kind of janky as it is.
I'm going to say index finger.
Ooh, see, that's
the pointer?
It's a big finger.
Big finger.
100 G's?
One of my favorite fingers.
100?
Yeah, I'd say like 100.
Really?
What's only a fingertip?
Yeah, just from the top knuckle.
I can get a nub. That's fine. Yeah. 100 grand? You can have whatever tip of a finger you want for 100 G's.
All those old guys that worked
That's
with
how I
wood
feel.
and saws all those years with all the little nubs.
Yeah.
Pissed off right now. They're like,
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
I gave those for free.
Exactly. Now, if you wanted a whole finger, that's going to run you 7 figures.
That'll cost you.
I'm not giving up an entire finger, but a nub? What is my tip of my pointer finger going to do besides actually kind of be a cool bar conversation? No, that's fine. I would only point exclusively with that finger too. Give everyone the nub.
I'm going to ChatGPT on this. I'm asking him what the tip of my index finger is worth on the open market.
I would think more than 10 grand though. That whole story seems suspicious.
Yeah, roughly 100,000 to 200,000.
Yeah, 10 grand.
If more severe.
Smells funky.
Yeah, but typical workers' comp ranges between 50 and 100,000.
Yeah.
That's what they give you. Like if you know.
Advocates will get you 100.
Radio's hard. Like sometimes pressing the mic button off and on
yeah,
is
if I
really
lose
hard.
that,
if you lose your finger from that, you could maybe get 100 G's from Odyssey.
Yeah.
If they have it.
You'll end up get some coupons.
An Odyssey station.
Yeah, they'll give you some trade.
Some trade for something.
Some swags.
You'll get some T-shirts and some
Odyssey hats.
Yeah.
Dad hats.
Hey, better than the Blazers.
Something for the Shiloh Inn down to the Oregon coast. Something like that.
Come on, man. That place is great. All right. I think that's it.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, I could do more, but I mean...
You probably should.
Yeah. I want to tell you about Keith Wilson. So he's cutting the budget now, you know.
Can't find any more money in
No.
the neighboring counties.
No. Well, they've got like a $60 million shortfall, so he's got to cut.
And I feel like
Keith's got to make...
I feel like there's like 9 $60 million budget shortfalls.
Keith's got to make really tough decisions.
Yeah, those bastards from the neighboring counties didn't give him any money.
And I'll tell you tomorrow what he's choosing to cut.
Thank you.
See if you agree.
Yeah.
And it's, it might be big time radio hosts like yourself.
Oh. Frankie Lindor, by the way, 3-run home run, 3-0 Mets.
About time he did something.
The winning streak is we're rising.
So it's 3-0
3-0
in the 4th inning, and you're cocky sniffing.
Yeah.
After 11 straight losses.
American hero Nolan McLean's on the mound. You can't win this way.
All right, coming up next, a few headlines. We have an update on the Oregon State pitcher who was hurt in that car accident. And Blazers Spurs Game 2. Let's go on The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, former Steelers coach Mike Tomlin is going to be joining NBC's Sunday night pregame show, Football Night in America, as a studio analyst. Tomlin resigned as the Steelers coach this offseason in January after coaching Pittsburgh for 19 seasons. Mets outfielder Juan Soto, he is set to return to the Mets tomorrow. Soto has been nursing a right calf strain. This comes as a great time as the Mets are on an 11-game losing streak, but winning right now. Trailblazers, they take on the Spurs just in a couple minutes here for Game 2. It's going to be on NBC and Peacock. Spurs 11.5-point favorites coming into the game. Other NBA playoff action, Philadelphia has a 2-point lead on Boston late in the first half. Nice little comeback by Philly. They were down by double digits at the first quarter, and then later on the nightcap, Houston down in LA. Kevin Durant still a game-time decision against the Lakers. Lakers up 1-0 in that series. Billy Donovan has decided to step down as head coach of the Chicago Bulls after 6 seasons. Thunder guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he was named clutch player of the year today. And Wisconsin transfer guard John Blackwell has committed to Duke. Blackwell averaged just over 19 points a game last season for the Badgers, earning all Big Ten honors. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the Georgia Coy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call Georgia Coy at WarrenAllen.com.
The Fan.
All right, welcome back. Hope you're having a juicy little Tuesday. We are your sportsmen. I am Isaac. Big Sook's right over there. Look at him.
Righty.
Stevie Brackett's over there on the controls. We're having a good time. You heard Mike Vrabel's comments about Diana Rossini. He said nothing. Nothing about her.
He is having important and meaningful discussions with his family and players, and you're going to get the best version of Mike Vrabel going forward.
So he says. We've talked...
she did not get the best version of him, evidently.
Talked about Siege. But really, the highlight of the show, right out of the gate, Big Sook just yelling at us.
Yeah.
Just came in hard today.
Yeah, for no
Are you
reason.
raising your voice at me?
I did raise my voice.
You raised your voice for a whole segment. Yeah.
You yelled for at least 25% of the segment.
Yeah.
I was pretty excited.
About Tom Dundon's cheap ways.
That is the fact that has become the national story that it has. It's just it's ridiculous. The amount of unnecessary fear-mongering that is going on right now. You can't win this way!
You know the best part of that clip is you can hear you winding up for that. Like the
you can't win this way! Like I just saw. So the new Trista Crick, who comes in and does stuff, and I like Trista a lot. You can't win this way! I just saw that she quote tweeted the report now, because now all the leaks are coming from one center court. The new one is that Dundon doesn't feel it necessary to have 2 mascots.
Thank you,
right?
Hallelujah.
And so Trista Crick retweeted it and was like,
be careful with that one.
Yeah, she retweeted it and goes, "Oh my God, it's like watching a car crash in real time." Really, Trista? Someone thinking that we don't need 2 mascots? Like that's what's going to take. That's the train wreck that you're talking about?
Am I the only person that thinks every single thing that people have bitched about regarding Tom Dundon's cheapness, every one of them has been a good move? Am I the only one that thinks that? Like, who cares about the G League players? Save some money. That makes total sense. Don't give the fans T-shirts, give them towels. Also makes sense. What else? Cutting the radio broadcast. No offense. I love Travis Demers.
He hasn't done that, by the way.
I know,
it's
but
the late checkout time.
Yeah,
okay.
The late checkout times is the other one.
Kinda makes sense.
It's just...
And now mascots.
Also make sense. Everything makes sense. This guy's a genius.
I'm with you on the mascots.
You don't need 2 mascots.
We don't need 2 mascots.
He's looking around going, what are we paying this Sasquatch for?
The idea that you equate...
He gets paid more than I do, man.
He probably does.
I think he does.
I'm sure he does.
The idea...
we have a trail cat and a Sasquatch. It makes no sense.
Yes. So the idea that the owner who just
he's not a Sasquatch. What is he?
He's a Sasquatch.
Is he? Okay.
He's a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
But they love each other.
The idea that someone spent $4 billion and came in and was like, why are we doing this?
Exactly.
This has nothing to do with anything. And then we equate that to a train wreck. The hysteria that is being driven right now by people inside the Blazer organization that are worried about their jobs and are leaking it to members of the media, and those media members are running with it and trying to make this out to be the worst thing that's ever happened in sports. It's an embarrassment. It is.
I want so badly Dundon to be like, hey, I'm going to buy this team. So what's your guys' mascot? Oh, it's a trail cat and a Bigfoot? You have two?
Yeah, pick one. Because I'm only paying one.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I'm reluctant to pay one. Yeah. By the way, I'm going to go on record. I view this as somebody coming in and finally holding accountable the frivolous spending of the prior regime. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, some of this stuff is probably, like, if you really think about it, we're just used to it because Paul Allen owned the team since, like, the 90s.
Yeah, no one cared.
No one cared. And no one, see, that's what's funny about it. Is like, you don't care when they do spend it.
Yeah.
But you care when they don't, even though it doesn't make any sense.
I think they care because every other NBA team besides the two mascot thing will pay for all these things that he's getting rid of.
What?
Every other NBA team will pay pay for everything that Dundon doesn't want to pay for.
Yeah, that's a bad argument.
Can we
just because all the other teams do it?
But so far we know that to be two things. One, the G League thing, which I get. That kind of seems Bush League. I would think that's kind of a cheap ass. That's of all the lousy ways to save a buck, which, okay, I'll give you that. Everything else is pure speculation. Nothing has happened. The t-shirt thing is not even a cost-saving measure. It was pointed out in Quick's piece that Dundon didn't want to do t-shirts because he thought noisemakers or towels would be cooler and create a better environment. So that's not a thing, what started this. Forcing people to check out of a hotel on time, really, that's... Like, what do we...
What is it, like $50?
Yeah.
Late checkout?
Yeah, this is such a giant nothing burger, but you've stacked enough of these little things, most of them being rumors. So the idea out there too was that he wasn't going to pay more than $1 million for a coach. Well, again, that was refuted today. Hasn't happened yet. And they said they're actually talking to a wide range of coaches. They said that it's inconsiderate and it's poor form to be talking to other people while someone has the job.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
Okay, so there's a guy who is in interim right now, and Tom doesn't know whether or not he's going to keep him or not. So what you're saying is, God forbid he see what else is out there.
Shut up.
Therefore, while he evaluates this coach, he'll know whether or not he wants to hire someone else or keep the candidate that's already in-house. Somehow that's viewed again as him being a cheap ass. Like the level of
yelling again.
The level of hysteria here.
Well, wait a minute.
That's being driven by people being fed this, and then media people picking up and running with it. It's
Isaac, have your hand up?
I have my hand up. I have a question. Do we even know that he's selecting the coach? I mean, doesn't it stand to reason that maybe if he keeps Cronin or hires a new GM, won't they select the coach?
They certainly will play a major role, but everything you've read about Tom Dundon is they said he will be as hands-on as anyone in the league. So he is going to have a big say in that, yes.
Well, where's the fan opinion that you shouldn't spend all this dumb money on stupid stuff, spend more on winning? Where's that opinion? Doesn't that make sense?
No, I want two mascots. And t-shirts.
Yeah, it's like, has anybody ever thought maybe all this stuff is actually good for your franchise?
To Suk's point, the hotel thing, I think Quick said it comes out to be like $1 million they would save a year, basically.
Yeah. And he's looked at that and was like, well, I'll save him. And he said that I would rather take that $1 million and spend it towards making the players better, putting the product on the floor. So, and again, I also just laugh at the idea that because someone was very successful, and he has been in another sport, that there's no conceivable way that would work. So here's a guy that's been successful in everything he's done, but somehow a week into this, without really having done anything, now he can't possibly win doing it his way because we collectively as a media and as a fan base know more than that guy who did it. But but the NHL and the NBA, while both one of the major four sports, there's no conceivable way that an owner in one sport that was successful, like, I don't know, let's say Stan Kroenke, who owned the Avalanche, who are pretty successful, and then he owns the Denver Nuggets, who are pretty successful, and then he owns the LA Rams, and they're pretty successful. But none of those things have anything to do with each other because you can't possibly understand the culture or what it takes to win in one sports league because you've won in another. And no one who's actually, been business-minded has ever won. Oh, that's not true, because when I was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, one of the cheapest owners in the league, who used to not pay people on time because they wanted to keep the money in escrow a little longer, they won a Super Bowl and then actually went on to be a really good franchise in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, I mean, this just isn't a real thing. And yet it's become the first time that Portland has been a national news story in the last 5 years is because of this. And from Dan Le Batard to Dan Patrick to Colin to the Barstool, like this is all being picked up, and I'm just sitting here and it's almost like hard to process the level of I don't know.
It's the fake news media.
I don't even know what the word for it is.
It's fake news media is what it is.
And it's really taken over. The more is being discussed about this than the fact that for the first time in 5 years, they're in the playoffs.
It's because people are sheep. And they listen to people like Dan Patrick and Colin Cowherd and
I guess
whoever
Is it
else.
just, fake outrage, I guess?
Oh, I listen. I always think things like this are not quite as big of a story as we make them out to be. We're on Sports Talk Radio. I mean, that's kind of our jobs to talk about stuff like this. At the same time, how many people are truly upset about this? I mean, a lot of times they're just keyboard warriors on Reddit. So I think, but when the national media starts talking about it, then people, because, everybody's busy. They're going about their lives. Not that they're dumb. They're just seeing this stuff and going, oh, okay, well, that must be true. And then they're going on with their day. And so then that's why it's dangerous. It's like all this stuff, it's just, I don't know. It's a slow news time, slow sports news cycle, and it's sensationalized.
And it's different. It's something different, right? Like, as we said, it's different than what Portland's done in the past. And so I think Blazer fans freak out because everyone's afraid of any type of change. And we're unable to just let it play out and see what happens.
And I'll be the first one to say, hey, in 2 or 3 years, if this thing goes into the side of the mountain, be the first one. You have the core of, I think, what is building towards something that for the next couple of years should be excited, and I'm excited about. And don't let this fear-mongering thing lead you to be like, oh my God, the sky is falling. Because it's just, that should not be a thing. Give the man a chance.
If they don't win a
see
title,
where this goes.
Jason, if they don't win a title, I'm going right back to that Sasquatch mascot. Okay?
That's the key.
You have to have 2 mascots to win. Everybody knows this. The rest of the league knows this.
Without Doug Furr, what's even the point? It's like when, who was it, Les Miles or Aaron Andrews said, man, Aaron, if you're not on the sidelines, what's even the point of playing the games?
I don't even want to take my kids to the playoff game on Friday. No Doug Furr?
No Doug Furr and no
T-shirts.
What are we doing?
Well, you have hankies. Or
I'm selling my tickets.
Rally towels.
Towels. What color do you think they are?
Red. My guess is they're just going to be the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, they have Hurricanes logo on it.
Boy, that would be funny.
That would be so good.
It would be the greatest troll of all time. Because right now in Carolina, their theme is bunch of jerks. So everyone's wearing bunch of jerks on the towel, like the hats. And if you got a bunch of jerk towels at Moda Center, it'd be the greatest troll of all time.
Tom's the only jerk I know.
All right.
Won't someone think of Doug Furr?
Everybody's saying you're calling out Danny. You wanna elaborate on that? I haven't heard what.
I just think that this narrative has taken hold in columnists, in radio, and it's become national. And he's been the owner for less than a month, and he's literally has not made any sort of decision that negatively affects the team. In fact, they've
You kind of Mike Vrabel'd that. Do you want to talk about Danny or?
Here's the thing. I
hate this team.
I don't like that Dundon seems like he's cheap, and that doesn't make me happy as a Blazers fan, but I'm willing to give it a chance.
I don't love it either. But
Right. And so it's like...
It's just different.
Yeah, it's just different. Like, I need to see what happens in the offseason. Does he go out and get a player? Does he not? Does he cheap out on actual talent on the roster? Does he cut literally everybody from every staff that's on the Blazers? Then I might have a problem with it. But for right now, it's the mascot. I don't care.
There's a lot of dead weight over there.
I want nothing.
You got to trim the fat.
I wanted nothing more than I wanted like the Larry Ellison of the world. I wanted the guy with Steve Ballmer money, and you didn't get him. But you do have a guy that's obsessed with winning and has a track record of winning. So let him go and see what happens.
Which was the opposite of Jody Allen.
Thank you. Who didn't give two S's.
Right.
She just won a Super Bowl, you idiots.
Hey, the greatest
she's
owner in
best.
sports history.
Sorry. That's on me.
You've
She's
got
great.
a guy
Bring her
that's
back.
so obsessed with winning he can't go to games because when they lose he gets pissed off. I'm gonna go ahead and,
love that.
I do too.
I'm going to give it a shot.
intramurals, brother.
I'm gonna give that guy a chance.
Right. That's all we're asking is like, look, we may be wrong, but just give it a chance before we start jumping on him.
I just watched his other team be the number one seed in a sport that plays parallel.
They're
with
the
the
second
NBA.
favorite in the NHL.
By the way, anyone want to talk about the game tonight?
Yeah, Blazers by 30.
Yeah.
Blazers are up right now. Get on board.
What?
They're up by 6 right now.
It's already started?
Yeah, dude.
What? I thought it was on at 7:30. Oh, I was thinking of game 3.
Yeah, no. Blazers up 15-9 early on.
God damn it.
17-9.
Oh,
All right.
17-9.
Headlines coming up next on
Freight
the Fan.
train.
Dirt and
Yeah, Blazers up 22-13.
Scoot is cooking right now.
Scoot!
10 points, 3 of 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from behind the arc.
He's doing too well. I heard Tom Dunn's going to cut him now because you got to save money.
That's right.
This topic is never going to go away, is it?
That's why Scoot can't have the cornrows anymore, not in the budget.
No, couldn't do the hair.
Had to cut him. It's all about the afro now.
Barber, right out.
Right out. Goggles, no more goggles.
No. Headbands, can't afford headbands.
Do they have a team barber?
I'm sure they do.
I would think.
I thought most guys like to do their own, like they have their own guys, you know? Those guys make a lot of money.
Can't have warm-ups anymore.
No warm-ups?
No warm-ups. You go out straight in jerseys.
Reversible
jerseys, too.
What about bring your own?
I like that.
Yeah.
Just wear whatever.
Yeah, but they got to be reversible. So you got the black on the one side and the white on the other. Yeah.
Alternate jerseys gone.
Right.
Those are out. It's not in the budget.
P1 Tanner says, I think that some of these moves by Dundon are not just about money, but about letting people know their expectations now. I'm a millennial, but why is getting your ass up and out of a hotel room by 10 or 11 such a crazy concept to people? That's a great point. I don't know why it is. I think it's just because we're all spoiled. Like other people were texting in about, oh yeah, cool, advocate for the loss of jobs. And I get that point of view. Like you never want anybody to lose their job. No. But listen, man, you and I know this well. We're in a business where if you don't perform, you are fired.
Or if you're viewed non-essential.
I'm sorry, what?
Or if you're viewed as non-essential. That's like every business in America doing it.
It's tough for businesses, and look, nobody's crying for businesses, okay? It's a tough putt to make, okay? Yeah. If I'm going to sit here and but
won't someone think of the billionaires?
But at the same time, my God, everybody thinks they're just entitled to everything.
Yeah.
If you are not performing at your job, guess what? There is a boss that's going to come in and go, you know what? This math ain't mathin'. Yeah. And that's what Tom Dundon is. So Paul Allen didn't care.
The hotel thing, from what I understand, most hotels check out is like 11, right?
Yeah.
And so the games are at like 7 o'clock.
Yes.
So you don't really need to be to the arena by 3 o'clock. Like that's like the earliest people get there is like 3 o'clock.
Yes.
That's really early. So there's that whole section of what do you do for those 4 hours with your bags, all that kind of stuff.
Well, you know, every hotel will let you store your bag with them, and then you can...
Let's take a bigger one. Okay, let's take a bigger
By the way, that is, everyone has had to do that. No, I get it. I think
a little inconvenient.
I think this stuff is a little inconvenient, and I think it's kind of, it's cheap, and he doesn't care.
Here's a bigger example. Bigger example. Okay, let's say, like, what would fans think if Tom Dundon actually cut the radio broadcast?
Because that's one that has not been bantied about, but people are scared because he did it in Carolina.
But what if he does? And I love Travis Demers, a friend of Travis Demers, and I think he does a very good job, and I was really happy to see him get that job.
Yes.
And that is the prime example of the guy saying, well, you want people to lose their job. I don't want Travis Demers to lose his job.
No.
This is not Travis Demers' fault if he were to lose his job.
No.
But what if Tom Dundon was able to say, he doesn't care, so he wouldn't, but if he did, he would say, hey, listen, I respect the hell out of what these guys on the radio do. Here's what I'm paying for that radio deal.
Yeah.
Here is the advertising number that I'm getting, and here is what we're spending on everything else to make that happen.
Yeah.
You tell me, does this math work out?
Yeah.
Why would I do this if I am losing X, Y, and Z on this particular venture? Yeah. Paul Allen didn't care.
No.
Guess what? Welcome to the real world. Yeah. Everybody's resting on their laurels. They think they're entitled to all this. You're not entitled to if no one is listening to the radio broadcast, and I don't know the radio ratings of the Blazers, but if it's not penciling, guess what? You finally have a guy who's going to say, this doesn't pencil, it doesn't make sense.
I think what it bothers people is the idea, because you're a billionaire, you should be immune from caring what the bottom line is.
It's just not.
And so it bothers people because you're a billionaire. What do you care about someone? Let's say, let's say you're literally shaving, as I don't want to talk about what someone's salary is or who knows. But the hotel thing is $1 million.
Let's talk about Steven's salary.
Let's talk about Steven's, yes. But the hotel thing supposedly saves him $1 million a year. And a lot of people are going to say, well, F you, man. The team's worth $4 billion. Why do you care about $1 million? And that's easy to say because it's not your money. But to someone who is a very tight-ass business guy, he's not going to like seemingly wasting $1 million. The article that Quick wrote says that in there, for something like that, Dundon looks at it as, I can better spend that $1 million on putting a better product on the floor. And that's his obsession. You can disagree with it, but there is an argument to be made that what he's doing is efficient. There's also an argument to be made that what he's doing is cheap. And ultimately, Dundon believes that if you win, none of that other stuff matters. And this is like when you get a coach that's an ass to the media, Chip Kelly. When you win, you can get away with things. When you don't, it's going to be ugly. So ultimately, this comes down to whether or not they win. If the Blazers over the next 3 to 4 years are a top 3 seed in the West and are making deep playoff runs, no one will care about any of this. But if they don't, then these sorts of little cracks, because that's what this is, it's people leaking things to members of the media and then take it and run with it. And it's painting him in a real negative light. And what they're trying to do, make no mistake about it, it's a campaign to shame him into not doing it. The reason why all these things are being talked about and being leaked is people are trying to shame you into doing all of these little things. And it sounds like, again, according to Jason Quick sources, who I think Jason Quick is one of the best in the business, I'll go find that quote again in the piece. It was one of my favorite quotes. But it said something to the effect of almost every NBA owner surrounds himself with basically people that tell him how great he is, and they care very much about their public view and all of those things. And they do things specifically so that people will like them. And that is not Tom Dundon. So this attempt to kind of shame him into changing his ways and say that it's a bad look and all the nicknames and that it's cheap, it's not gonna matter. This is the quote from one of the Blazer sources that was talking to Quick. He says, "I'll tell you, he doesn't give a rat's ass what you think about him. Most owners care. They insulate themselves because they care very much about their image and profile. He doesn't give a F. He doesn't even flinch with this stuff. He is unapologetic. All he cares about is what is good for the team and what makes the team win, which means he is going to be okay with making tough decisions." So that's ultimately what I think this is a lot of people that are worried about their jobs, that are worried about things changing, and they're getting it out there, and it's kind of juicy stories, and it's trying to poke holes and get you to change. And a lot of times for owners, I bet you this would work. And I'll bet your owners would be like, "Oh man, this is bad PR and it's, this isn't great and we should probably change course on this." Doesn't sound like this is going to be the case with Tom. So
you know what else about
good
him
luck.
that I think is interesting? And I get why people can't see it this way because they're not billionaires.
Yeah.
But I feel like he is, in a lot of ways, relatable, Dundon. Mm-hmm. Because, as you well know, people don't lose their sensibilities when they get a lot of money.
And he came from nothing.
Exactly. Which should be more relatable. In other words, what I was thinking of is like, all these things that he's doing, I think if I gave Steven the Blazers and said, "Bro, operate the Blazers," he's doing a lot of the same things because those are his sensibilities. It's how you're managing your own personal finances are your own sensibilities. That does not change if you get a lot of money. Billionaires, look at Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
This guy's the same way. So in some ways, he's pretty relatable because he is pretty much just an average Joe who worked his ass off and became a billionaire. That's not easy to do. Obviously, he stepped on some throats to get there. Most billionaires have.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's cutthroat, okay? But I think a lot of people are like that. And so it's interesting that they criticize the owner who maybe has more sensibilities, much more like you and I, than Paul Allen. Like, I can't relate to Paul Allen. I can relate to Tom Dundon taking a freaking, Sharpie to his budget every month. I can relate to that.
Do we want that as our sports owners?
I don't mind it. As long as he is committed to winning. That's it.
It's not ideal for me. I want the uber rich guy that doesn't care and that treats it like a blank
Monopoly
check.
money, yeah.
I do. That's what I want. That's not what we got. And all I'm saying is, someone's like, "Look at Sue grandstanding like he's a paid lobbyist." No, I'm just being a rational human being.
He's cutting you a check, isn't he?
He is, I saw it.
Yeah, Tom Dundon, that's easy.
You left it on your desk.
$50. All I'm saying is,
25.
I'll take it.
See how it goes. This is the equivalent of a team drafting someone. The NFL draft is coming up on Thursday.
No way.
This is the equivalent of you drafting, like, whoever's got the 4th pick, right? They need a receiver, and they draft a left tackle, and then the fan base boos and yells and screams, and they're like, this is the worst draft pick ever. And you're like,
my porch.
well, can you wait and see if the guy's any good? And they're like, everyone would have drafted a receiver at
draft grade says F.
Therefore, it has to be F.
I think we need a committee.
A Ways and Means Committee?
I think we need to take this to the Ways
Goes
and
to the
Means
Ways and Means of a committee.
I hate to tell you this, but the committee has been slashed from the budget, along with Doug Furr
and the Ways and the Means.
Also, right now the dance team, because they have the dance team, then they have the stunt team. One of you, it's not going to work. It's just sorry.
Okay, let's move on.
No
to
more Red
something
Panda
else.
either. Darn
Let's.
Shall we? Okay.
No, they're getting the yellow muskrat instead. That's going to come out. It's the Temu version of it.
I have a WNBA segment.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I can't wait.
No dunks, no problem.
Hey, there's dunks.
Oh.
Occasionally.
A few dunks?
Yeah, a few.
No problem.
Yeah, there's some girls that can dunk.
Handful. It's more of a, it's over. Yeah, it's.
But we got a few headlines coming up next, including an update on the Oregon State pitcher who was injured in that car accident.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that when we return. But first, Stephen with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, former Steelers coach Mike Tomlin has agreed to be on NBC's Sunday night pregame show Football Night in America as a studio analyst. Thomas resigned with Pittsburgh back in January after 19 seasons. New York Mets, they've been struggling as of late, but they could get some reinforcements. Outfielder Juan Soto is expected to return to the team tomorrow. He's been nursing a right calf strain for quite a while. Trailblazers, Spurs, game 2 right now. End of the first quarter. Looks like the Spurs will be up by 1 point, 28-27, heading into the second quarter. Upset alert here right now. Started the third quarter, the 76ers up by 10 over Boston. Later on, we got Houston down in LA taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. Billy Donovan, he's decided to step down as the head coach of the Chicago Bulls after 6 seasons. Thunder guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he was named Clutch Player of the Year today. And Wisconsin transfer guard John Blackwell has committed to Duke. Blackwell averages about 19 points a game and earned all Big Ten honors for the Badgers last season. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the Georgia Coy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call Georgia Coy at WarrenAllen.com.
All right, I don't know if we're going to get to our WNBA segment today.
You lying sack of crap.
But maybe we will.
I was ready for a few dunks and a lot of fundamentals.
A few dunks, no problem. By the way, the Blaze, they're back to winning. They were up 13, and then they were losing, and now they're winning.
Yeah.
By 1.
29-28.
Good game so far. And can I say something about the Spurs?
Yes, you
Now
can.
that they've gone back to just the regular black and white, not as cool.
No.
I loved the color schemes that they had the other
Fiesta Vista or whatever they called it.
Yes.
I have no idea why.
And that court was way cooler than this one.
I've said this even about, by the way, the before I get to that, I just
Uh-oh. Is it more Dundon?
Oh,
Are you going
God,
to yell at us
no.
again?
The amount of I was doing that.
Are you raising your voice at me?
In case you were wondering. The arc that you have to put on your shot to get above Wemby it's the most insane thing. Like you literally have to put the ball damn near the top of the backboard to get it over him when you drive the middle. It's ridiculous. But no, the throwback Spurs, I said this about like the NFL. Make the throwback the permanent. It's better every time. Like if the Blazers went back to the 70s or 80s Blazer unis, whichever era you love, whether you want to do the vertical Walton or you want to do the lowercase b, which is the one I grew up with, would anyone, and the white key, would anyone not think that is, and their look now is fine. It's one of the cleanest looks in the NBA. Just like the Spurs stuff is fine. Wouldn't it be better going back to the old stuff? Every time an NFL team goes to the 80s uni, Seattle, New England, Atlanta, don't we all go, yeah, that's better?
The Coliseum court is undefeated. That thing is awesome.
Yeah, bring it back. You don't have to do it for like one game. You can just make it your uni, and then if you want to have like a City Connect and do something kind of funky and wild, sure. But make it the permanent one. Fans will like it, and you'll sell a gajillion dollars worth of stuff.
Here are some headlines today. Mike Tomlin is joining Football Night in America, I assume replacing Tony Dungy.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Nice little get.
And there'll be other one too, because they cleaned out Rodney, and they're kind of flushing that whole thing. So I don't know who else is going to be on there, but
didn't they have Drew Brees on there?
Yes, I think Drew Brees did some of that. But I think
Jason Garrett.
I think Mike Tomlin will do. He's a really sharp guy. It's just whether or not he feels comfortable enough to kind of be critical and not just do the
Jason Garrett.
The Jason Garrett, yeah.
Billy Donovan has stepped down as Bulls coach. He's being linked to 2 teams, not named Blazers.
Mm-hmm.
Too expensive for the Blazers.
Yes. He has been linked to the Pelicans and the Magic.
Boy, why would you take that New Orleans job? You want to talk about... Well, Chicago, I guess, despite cleaning house, they wanted him back. So clearly this is Donovan being like, nah, I don't want to deal with that. You would take the New Orleans? Now, Orlando makes sense. You got some guys there, apparently they hate the coach, but, they're a playoff team and got some young talent. Why would you... that when he's, he coached in Florida?
I feel like if he...
Ooh, Wemby's down.
Uh-oh. If he just...
He's flopped. We were talking about, do we hate teams that we play in, playoff series?
Yeah.
I'm starting to hate the Spurs.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, didn't we predict
Wemby
this?
is a flopper.
We predicted this.
I love Wemby. He's awesome. Maybe that's why
So just the other day
flopper.
we were like, Spurs they're really fun. How could you hate them?
We're back to
I
it.
really like them. And then I think we said this the other day. I said, just wait. 7-game series, by the end of it, and it's whether it's 4 or 5 games, whatever, the fans always end up hating the other team because you see
took
them.
me game 2. It took me to game 2.
It takes you a few times.
Dirt was already there after game 1. It took Stevie Fire game 2. All right,
Well,
and then after the series, I'll like him, but for now, hate.
Wemby's up, but he's going to the locker room. Well, something to keep an eye on. He's not on the floor. He got up under his own power, but he ran to the back. Maybe he had to. Think he had a Paul Pierce moment?
His poop.
No,
he hit his face.
That's not a flop, dude. His face smacked the court. He may be missing some chiclets.
Yeah, idiot.
Well, it was. I only said flop because Holiday got out of the way.
Dude,
he fell by himself.
That is not a flop.
No, he hit his face.
Wemby went face first into that bad boy. Yeah, that's something to keep. He may need some bridge work after that.
And then I have an update on the Oregon State kid Tyler Bellerose, who was hurt in the automobile accident. Oregon State posted an update on him today. He was seriously injured. This was back on April 13th. That's why they canceled the game up here in Portland against Oregon. They shared a link to a fundraiser online today, and they said that he sustained a traumatic brain injury as well as swelling and bleeding near his spine.
Yeah.
He is currently experiencing limited movement in his left arm and shoulder and cannot move his left leg. We are unsure what the recovery for Tyler is going to look like, but there's a high probability he will need some form of rehabilitation, although we are hopeful for a full recovery. As of 2:30 today, they had already collected nearly $35,000. Their goal was $50,000. And that link is, you can just it's
you can find it. They tweeted it out. It's
a give send go. So it's if you type in give send go Tyler Bellerose BELLEROSE, then you can see it there.
Yeah, rough times ahead.
They're already at 54,000.
But it's awesome. They said that they think there could be a full recovery. I mean, you hear brain swelling and spinal cord stuff and limited movement, and that was the rumor that was out there before they actually went public with the accident, that it was not like a minor thing.
Well, it's clearly not.
No, it is not.
Clearly not. I mean, they're not canceling the game for a minor thing.
No, it's just one of those things that started circulating like the day or two before, and you never know what to do with that because you're not going to air with it. Like, you're trying to get some sort of confirmation, but you hear it from enough people and you're like, all right, something happened. But then, and even when the news comes out, it's very vague. And when you're talking about life and death, that's just a real touchy thing that even after 20 plus years, I just tend to, when that, I'm like, maybe we just, maybe not go with that one.
All right, coming up next, hey, we have time.
We do.
It is a WNBA segment titled,
Yes.
A Few Dunks, No Problem.
Yes.
Fundamentals. Next on The Fan. All right. The Blazers playoff game is going on. They are up 6. 6.5 left. First half.
Wemby has not come out of the locker room. And when you watch that, it almost looks like he knocks himself out for a second.
Yeah.
When he hits the ground, it kind of looks like he goes to sleep. He may be back there with a concussion and may not come back. And if he doesn't, it's a different game and it might be a different series.
Can I just say, I hate watching Chris Murray play basketball. Rant over.
You can say that.
Rant over.
Yeah. Full stop.
Yeah.
I get it. All right. Well, so they're up 6.
Up 6 right now.
Now to a real league, the WNBA.
Yes.
Who says we don't talk about the WNBA here? My Fire.
That's right.
They are in town. They are working out. They are practicing. Apparently the coach is really hard to get used to, but they're getting used to him. And it is on. It is happening. It's here.
Yes.
We've got a team.
That's the breaking news?
That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
God, that thing's enormous. No, I've got 2 things. One, I thought it was funny, in Oregon Live, Nick Strang?
Sure.
Perhaps he will be the Fire beat reporter or something. I don't know.
Let's go with that.
He wrote a piece about the Fire roster having made it to their new city and their first impressions.
Okay. By the way, first preseason game, April 29th, right around the corner.
Emily Engstler didn't hold back when describing her thoughts on Portland. She's from New York City.
Guess that's a bit of an adjustment.
She said, Portland's a quirky little place, ain't it? It's interesting. I'm not going to lie. And all in good ways. Coming from the city, there's beautiful things about it, but there's nothing like this kind of nature. I grew up in a lot of nature. My mom liked to bring us camping, all this kind of stuff. So for me, this is awesome. I didn't realize that Portland... Oh, this is another one. This is Megan Gustafson.
Okay.
And she arrived in Portland with her corgi, Pancake Rose.
It's a great name.
The two are inseparable. And she says she was pleasantly surprised to learn how much Portland community embraced corgis.
Lake Oswego.
That's what matters to her is
yes,
the city of Portland embracing We don't embrace certain dogs, but corgis we're on board with.
She said,
what's happening in these streets of West Lynn?
I didn't realize that Portland was a corgi city, so I'm really excited to get Pancake out in the community and meet the new fans.
Pancake Rose.
Now, we've talked about the Blazer fans being mad about things. That is something Portland fans will get on board with.
Pancake Rose will have her own Instagram account.
Yes.
And there'll be signs.
Cult hero.
Yes, Cult Hero Pancake Rose. Great name, by the way.
Haley Jones. Now, she has a brother who went to Pacific out in Forest Grove. And she says, I have a long list of notes right now of activities and things to do that I'm already sharing with the team. But yeah, I'm excited to just continue exploring myself and connect with different people.
I love kind of the randomness of all these things.
It's all it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's
Plus, how on
still
earth,
learning.
How on earth can you have any sort of idea of a city after being there for 3 days? Other than Pancake Rose, of course.
Yeah, well, it's Corgi City.
Yeah.
And then Engstler commented on the owner, Melissa McMillan. She said, she's dope.
Well, hell yeah.
And she said, we have some really good sandwiches at Sandwich.
Oh, well, look, Portland has a great...
Sorry. Melissa McMillan is the owner of Sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah, not the team.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said she's dope, and we had some really good sandwiches in there.
Because I was going to say, we have a nice sandwich game here in Portland. If you're a foodie, you're going to like it.
Yeah. So the other thing is...
Do WNBA players find Portland less offensive than NBA players?
I would imagine they would, yes.
Because, the complaint here with the NBA is that we don't really have an active nightlife and, we're very white.
Well, yeah.
By the way, very fair complaints. I just
Apparently
wonder...
they don't like the blacks. They're trying to give them back.
I wonder if the WNBA, maybe that isn't as big a deal that we don't have the active Instagram hots that the Atlantas and New Yorks of the world do. But, we have corgi-like parks and sandwiches.
Well, I don't think we have corgi-like parks, but we do love our corgis here.
She claims...
We love dogs.
After being here for a week, she's like, hey.
It's a corgi city, but we don't have corgi-specific parks. That, Jason, would be very un-Portland-like.
Really?
Well, yes, that would be very discriminatory against other dogs.
Boy, if you told me that there was a park somewhere that was a corgi only, I would say that's right up our alley.
Well, so there is I can't find a park for corgis only, but there is a corgi only walk in Portland. The corgi walk in Portland.
What does that mean?
They walk around with
you
the
get
dogs.
together with corgis.
Oh, you just you all.
And
yeah,
I'll tell you
that
what,
makes
Molly
sense.
Two Poops ain't welcome.
No, she's not. But that's okay. But listen, I guarantee this in Portland, there's going to be a lady who rolls up with her Chihuahua, and she's like, "Why can't I go to this park?" Well, because it's corgis only. Well, you can't do that. And then all of a sudden, we're in the news again for a lawsuit or something, or a Chihuahua bite.
Can you have is there a discriminatory rule against dogs?
If there is, someone in Portland will find
Someone in Portland
That's
will
my
find
point.
it. I wonder if she's going to take some heat for this corgi only sort of stance that she's got.
Now here's the other thing I had for our hot WNBA seggy here.
Yeah.
Did you hear the AZ FUD question and answer?
Is this because they're not acknowledging the fact that her and Paige Buckets,
So they're an item,
allegedly,
and AZ FUD has now been drafted to the same team as Paige. So they're going to play on the same team.
Yes.
And they're doing it.
Allegedly.
So here they asked her about this.
Last year on TikTok that y'all were a couple, and I'm wondering if that is still the case, and if so, if y'all have talked to any other couples in the league about how they negotiate that dynamic as pro teammates.
I understand why you have to ask that question, but we're going to respectfully decline from commenting on our players' personal lives.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And that went viral. One, there were a lot of people upset that somebody asked that question. And two,
Really?
there were a lot of people upset that that's how they handled it.
First off, that's a totally 100%.
So nobody's happy.
No one's happy.
That is
as you
everyone
well know.
mad.
Yeah.
That is a 100% fair question, by the way. It just is. If the best player on the Portland Trailblazers is sleeping with the number 1 draft pick of the Portland Trailblazers, 100%
that's the
fair
thing.
question.
So in the WNBA draft, there was questions who would be the number 1 overall pick.
Yes.
And so when you're dating a girl who has a potentially number 1 pick, you don't think you have influence in that?
That is 100%. And I don't have
So Young Hansen is sleeping with Denny Abdi?
Wouldn't that be
Allegedly?
something? Look, I don't have a problem with the way they handled it because you don't have to answer squat about your personal life. Although when your personal life bleeds over into professional life, Mike Rabel, you have to answer those. I don't have a problem at all with simply saying, and I even like that they said, I get that you have to ask the question, not going to answer it.
But she didn't answer it. That was the PR person.
That's true.
She did a water bottle Neil Olshey
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So they were obviously ready for that. Like,
Well, you have to be.
she can't stand up. She can't just say, "Hey, listen, I'd prefer not to talk about my personal life," but something. Can she? She can't.
Like if she said, yes, we're dating, we love each other,
yeah.
like would that have been,
And it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be great. I can't wait to be on the same team with her.
Yeah.
And she shared a lot with me.
would that have been better?
Yes, I think her speaking would have been better. Yes.
I think it would have been great.
Them going, whoa, you can't ask. We're just not gonna talk about that.
I will say the
kinda dumb.
way we treat athletes sometimes in the kid gloves media, it's a bit ridiculous. And we talked about it. The double standard, and look, men have been getting over on women for, I don't know, ever. So please spare me the plight of the rich male athlete. But there is 100% a double standard in the way women athletes are covered and men athletes are covered. In that, this is what I said. If a male athlete was sleeping with his teammate, it would be 100% talked about, and you would not get to do the I'm not going to discuss it thing. We talked about the Addie Crooks thing. You can't bring up weight. There is that notion of you with women. It's like, well, you can't talk about it because they're women, but you're also professional athletes. So it's a weird line. And in that league, isn't it interesting too? Like there are plenty of couples in that league that are on the same team. Hence asking, did you reach out to other couples? And yet you still can't talk about it, even though it's widely accepted that there are couples in that league.
Yeah, you're right. It should just be a little bit more like accepted.
Should be.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, does it affect your? I don't know. It is fair.
Yeah, it's
a fair line of question.
Yes, it is.
Questioning.
Yes.
But they don't have to answer it.
No, they do not. But if this continues to be some sort of weird, and look, if you're posting on Instagram and one of you's got like a belly shirt on and the other one's like rubbing up on them, and Fudd's she's the well, she exposed like
here it comes.
Wow.
I gotta be careful.
Here it comes. Yes, you do.
No. In photos, one is wearing like sexy tank tops and the other one is in like in oversized cardigans.
So what?
Nothing. I'm just saying, like, if you're going
What are you saying?
If you're posting photos together where you guys are canoodling and you like being photographed together, especially when one of you is being all sexy, the other one's rubbed up on you, people are going to ask about it. Again, if there's photos of you and me out there and Rob's in the belly shirt, I'm assuming you're in the belly shirt and I'm in the cardigan.
There is a photo of you and I shirtless.
That is true.
Wearing jean jackets.
Yes. What is happening?
From KGON.
There is going to be conversations.
Did you see the big news, though? Did you guys see the Sue Bird?
Yeah, they split.
Megan Rapinoe news?
Yeah.
They are no more.
Nope.
Megan Rapinoe.
That sucks.
By the way, someone is saying that, and we don't have the sound up, so I'm waiting to see. But
just kind of sucks.
Someone said that they said Wemby's in concussion protocol and out for the game.
Well,
I'm trying to get.
It doesn't seem to matter as the Blazers are now losing.
It seems like they're better with Wemby in the game. The Blazers were.
They're getting torched all of a sudden.
Well, I'm just trying to see if I can get confirmation on that.
Are you calling your sources?
No, I'm just going on Twitter.
Oh, all right.
Let me call 17 different front office people right now.
Tell me what Sue Bird's up to.
Well, she's available now.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Too bad she's not into...
More of a Sue than you are a Rapinoe?
Yeah, I'm more of a Sue guy than a Rapinoe guy.
Understand.
Rapinoe... Didn't she shout you down once?
Rapinoe?
Yeah. Isn't there a thing with you and her?
What? No, I bought her a jersey and it turned out to be 9 sizes too small.
I thought there was like some sort of...
Why would I buy a Megan Rapinoe jersey if we had beef?
God, that thing's enormous. Well, I thought there was some sort of ad or commercial campaign or something that you had to do with her and she dominated you or something. What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
And finally, but not last, winner of the Golden Boot, the tournament's top scorer and the Golden Ball, the best player, Megan Rapinoe.
I always liked Megan Rapinoe. I mean, the chances of me having beef with someone doing some sort of weird campaign, that's probably happened, but I don't think it was her.
God, I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, I'm more of a Sue Bird guy.
Yeah, I understand.
Than Megan. But rest in peace, that relationship. It was like 10 years.
Yeah. In like athletic terms, that's like 25. Famous people that are together, that's like dog years.
That's true.
Yeah.
They lasted a lot longer than they probably should have.
Yeah. You stay together as a professional athlete with another professional athlete for 10 years. It's a hell of a run.
All right. We must move on to the club. Fake bear attack news on the Fan.
Your home. Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Trailblazers taking on the Spurs right now in Game 2 of that series. Blazers down by 2 as we're heading right into the half, 11 seconds left. But big news, Victor Wembanyama, the star for the Spurs, is out for the rest of the game. He hit his face on the court. He is in concussion protocol and is officially out for Game 2 as the Trailblazers take on the Spurs. Also in Game 2 action, Philadelphia up by 7 points midway through the fourth quarter over the Boston Celtics. Celtics up 1-0 in that series. And then later on in the nightcap, Houston taking on LA down in LA. Lakers up 1-0 in that series. Billy Donovan, he has decided to step down as head coach of the Chicago Bulls after 6 seasons. Thunder guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he was named Clutch Player of the Year today. Wisconsin transfer guard John Blackwell, he is committed to Duke. Blackwell averages 19 points a game last year for Wisconsin, receiving all Big Ten honors. Mike Tomlin, he is joining NBC's Sunday night pregame show, Football Night in America, as a studio analyst. Tomlin resigned as Steelers coach in January after 19 seasons. And Mets outfielder Juan Soto is expected to return to the team tomorrow. He had been nursing a right calf strain. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
I mean, assuming being out, concussion protocol means you have a concussion. All of a sudden, that puts Friday.
That put old Steven on DraftKings to make a live bet on the Blazers to win.
Oh, nice.
On Friday?
What'd you get?
No, right now.
Right now?
Plus 220.
Oh, nice.
Huh?
It's tied at half.
There we go.
So according to Kevin O'Connor, NBA scribe, he said Victor Wembanyama's fall sure looked like a concussion. Knocked out cold after his chin hit the ground. The average NBA recovery time for a concussion is 7 to 10 days. 7 days would be Game 5. 10 days would be Game 7.
Oh, ooh. This series just got a little more interesting.
Well, you got a chance now.
Yeah.
Without him, you have a chance.
Sure.
With him,
I mean,
we talked about it before the series, like the series prices of what the Blazers were, and it was like you're betting on Wemby getting hurt.
Yeah.
And that happened, unfortunately.
Knocked himself cold. That's what I said and despite Steven claiming that he flopped.
No. I said that Drew Holiday.
Yeah, you called
him a flopper.
Go on that play.
He got out of the way and flopped down to the floor and hit his face.
You said you hated Wemby, you hated the Spurs, and they're a bunch of floppers.
I do hate them.
Yeah, dude, when his chin bounces, it seriously looks like he goes unconscious. It looks like he falls asleep, and if that's the case, that's not a mild.
And he kind of sat up and rocked a little bit after he sat up.
I don't think he plays in Game 5.
Do we start the Game 5?
Or excuse me, Game 3.
Game 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not. Do we start the Wemby as candy ass?
Well, we can say he's got a little bit of a glass chin if he knocked himself out.
All right. Well, that's enough hoops. Blazers Spurs Game 2 at the half, 57-57. Good little ball game. Good energy from the Blazers tonight.
Well, yeah, they got out.
They look a lot better.
Yeah, they came out hot.
Okay, I've got fake bear attack insurance scam news.
as opposed to real bear attack insurance news. Yeah.
Could you scam insurance with a real bear? Like, how would you do that?
Unfortunately, having spent a lot of time in Alaska, you'll know a bear attack when you see one. They are just...
Would you, if I told you I could get you $5 million for insurance?
Nope.
Would you go toe-to-toe with a bear?
Black bear, baby.
$5 million.
For a brown bear?
No, a black bear.
Yeah. 5 for a black.
But I can't guarantee you'll live.
Apparently they don't like the blacks. They're trying to give them back.
Are we going to have to clip that?
No.
I don't want to clip that.
No, don't.
Well, what exactly did he say?
He said 5 for a black. That's terrible.
Black bear.
Terrible.
Black bear.
It's just unbelievable at this point.
I feel like I have to. I don't want to.
I know. None of us want to. But we all heard it.
It's part of my job.
Apparently they don't like the blacks. They're trying to give them back.
Dusty told me.
This one's going to be bad.
Yeah, say racist.
Dusty's
things. I have to pull
very
it.
uncomfortable with this, which is all the more reason to do it.
All right.
$5 million.
No.
Yeah, $5 million.
And it's not like in a room. I'm just in the wild. It can run off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, toe-to-toe with a black bear.
Yes. For $5 million?
I think I'm doing that,
Yeah,
too.
I'm doing it.
I think I can get him out of there.
Yeah, they're not going to. It's not going to kill me.
Kick him in his little nuts.
I'll get beat up a little bit. Obviously, I'm going to walk away with some wounds. But that black bear doesn't want to fight me. It just doesn't. Now, give me a number on a brown bear, and I'll tell you to kiss my big white ass.
$50 million.
No.
Whoa.
Be $1 billion.
Okay, what about billion?
It
What
doesn't
about
matter.
the same room as a black bear?
No. Because it's going to kill me.
A hungry black bear.
Nope. No. If you put me in a room and it's like, and it's one of it, no. Then same thing. You could give me $1 billion and you put me in a room with a black bear, it's not happening. In the wild where the black bear doesn't want anything to do with me, $5 million and I'm gonna get damaged, but it's not gonna kill me. There is not a amount of money on earth that would even for 1 second I would consider brown bear, polar bear. No.
What if we took Big Sook and we put him in the Moda Center and there's no one else in the Moda Center, and then we unleashed 2 really hungry black bears.
I always love the scenarios.
And you have to survive 48 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in the Moda Center. Like, you can.
Fine.
Now, I'm going to tell you right now, you can't lock any doors. Okay? So the bears, they know how to get through.
Yeah, they're smart.
Yeah.
And the bears are starving?
They're starving. They're very hungry. But there's 2 of them. You could probably pit them against each other if you were smart.
5 for a black.
Ooh.
That's not clean, thank God.
What? Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. 5 for a black.
That's very clean.
It says blah.
Yeah, but we all know what you're saying.
What? I don't think we should keep it.
I bet you don't. Even you are getting uncomfortable with your own racist drops.
The color white to me just always works.
I didn't realize I was saying that. It's black bear.
I just have always preferred the whites.
We're talking about brown bears and a black bear.
All right, so you doing the Moda Center thing? For a milli?
Nah.
You can hide from them.
Nah.
48 hours.
They're starving.
Yeah, they're going to hunt you down.
Nah, we're not doing
Before
that.
you know it, you're meeting at center court.
And again, I can't just like stay in one room and lock the door.
No, that's not. I mean, that defeats because then
the
you win.
Yeah. No, just me running around. No, man, we're not doing that. If I could shut a door and barricade it in something, then yeah, but no.
What would you do? Where would you go? In the Moda Center.
I'd go as high up as I'd go to the
Paul Allen
apartment.
You can't get in there.
Why
They're
not?
letting you in there. It's locked.
Oh, I'll kick down that door.
Oh, you will not.
Dude.
You think Paul Allen's going to allow you to kick down his door?
I'm getting in.
Get out of here.
I'm getting into that. Or one of the luxury suites, whatever. That's fine. If I could barricade myself in someplace, that's fine.
Well, the luxury
5 for
suites
a black.
There, we really got the K at the end there.
Which one? Oh,
there we go.
Really? 5 for a black. Damn it!
He amended it.
For God's sakes!
Stop saying it.
I tried to have your back, and you caught it. You called me out, Sook. I helped you out. You called me out. You said that's bad.
The suites are open air, so the bear could.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not messing with that. If something is actively hunting me, the answer is no.
Wait, so how long do I have to?
48
hours in the Moda Center.
See, 48's a lot. If it was 24, I think we could do it.
Really?
It's like an hour.
The Moda Center is big.
It's big.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, until you fall asleep and that bear comes and sniffs your ass out.
I
don't
stay
think
awake
you're
for 24 hours.
Yeah, I don't think you're sleeping.
Because now I don't know how bears hunt people. Are they like really stealthy?
No, but they'll find you, and they're faster than you, and they're
They
bigger
smell
than you,
you.
and they're stronger than you, and
they'll smell you in the whole arena. Like there's nowhere you're going to go without them smelling you.
I'll be going to the bathroom everywhere, and they'll be smelling my urine everywhere. And no, I own this spot. I own this place.
Very smart.
I own this suite. Come in here. I dare you, bear.
Mark your territory.
That's right.
Suite 31.
That's hell yeah.
If you ever see if you ever see a brown bear in person or a grizzly bear, they're just
I'll pass.
They're just the most terrifying things in the world. And just look up bear attack photos, and you're like, yeah, there's no amount of money, none. Watch The Revenant sometime and been like, yeah, it's $500 million for that.
It's a good film. By the way, I forgot to tell you the story. I'll do that next. It's a fake bear attack insurance scam. Next on The Fan. Call for desperate measures. You know, everything's expensive, Jace.
Yeah.
Sometimes
you got to fake a bear attack.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do out there.
I had a really good friend of mine who I was playing poker, and one of his childhood friends was this was a number of years ago when we were in the midst of another financial downturn, and he was in Vegas and he was in charge of fraud cases.
By the way, I should mention the market's at 50,000 or close to it. So I don't know about financial downturn, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Everything's expensive.
Everything's expensive. No, this was like during we had the last big economic collapse, and people were, and down in Vegas especially, they were hit really hard.
2008?
Yeah, I think it was around there. And he worked for a big insurance company. He was in charge of fraud. And everyone in Vegas kept claiming that their cars were stolen, and they were taking them out to the desert and lighting them on fire.
Nice.
And so they just kept doing it over and over in these places. So they started setting up like cameras, like trail cameras in the dark. And he said one of the funniest things you felt bad that people were in trouble, but people would come in to like file claims, then he would sit them down and be like, here is this video I'd like to show you. And it was video of people driving their own cars out there with another person, lighting the car on fire and going away, and be like, yeah, that is you. And
is this you, sir? No, that's not me.
I'm sorry.
He said they caught so many people in insurance fraud because when times get tough and you've got an expensive car payment and whatever, you think that this is like a way that
you think that's going to work? Oh my God.
I'm guessing the people that attempt insurance fraud, they may not be
they are unfamiliar with it.
Yeah.
With insurance companies.
Insurance companies are, when something looks suspicious, insurance companies do some digging.
It doesn't even have to be suspicious.
No.
They're like, sorry, not paying it. Wasn't you.
Yeah. It was just, he said it was all the same thing. Like everyone had the same idea. Take it out to the desert and light it on fire. You're like, we're on to you.
Well, at least these guys get credit for
the bear attack is
creativity.
Yeah, it's new.
3 Los Angeles residents will serve jail time.
Is there a lot of bears in L.A.?
After being convicted of carrying out an absurd insurance fraud scheme that involves faking bear attacks on luxury vehicles.
Oh, not even an individual? The bears were destroying cars?
Yes, they were. So the authorities dubbed it Operation Bear Claw. And they would have a person dress in a bear costume and stage fake bear attacks on high-end cars.
Oh, my God.
So there's video. If you see the video, there's security camera, ring cam, I don't know,
Yeah.
Grainy evening video of what looks like a bear rummaging through a car. But it's clearly a person in a bear costume.
How does the costume look?
I mean, at first you're like, wait a minute. And then you're like, oh.
Oh yeah, I see the costume here. Look, it's got little Wolverine claws.
Yeah.
That's not a bad costume.
It's not horrible.
No. But just to destroy cars. Hey, what happened to your luxury car? Bear attack in LA? This would make more sense if it was like in Montana, Wyoming. Who believes that there's a bunch of roving bears in LA County?
Lake Arrowhead, I guess.
Okay.
January 28, 2024. According to the insurer, the suspects claimed a bear entered their 2010 Rolls-Royce Ghost and caused extensive damage to the interior. After reviewing videos submitted to support the claim, the detectives determined the so-called bear seen damaging the vehicle was actually a person wearing a bear suit.
By the way, I'm looking here at the damage to the Rolls-Royce. You think that's what a bear did to your Rolls-Royce? I think you need to look a little harder at the bear. It's just like scratched up the seats a little bit.
Each of them there's 3 dudes, and they will all be sentenced to 180 days in jail.
You get 180 for that, huh?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like the bear's humping something in the back seat of that Rolls-Royce.
One guy has to pay 55 G's in restitution. Yeah.
Boy, I'll tell you, you could not have staged. Like, the video of the bear in the back, that's somewhat passable. The damage? Dude, Stephen Vaughn's kids would cause more. It would cause more damage to a Rolls Royce than this.
Missing jewelry.
Missing jewelry. Not only did the bear scratch my Rolls Royce, but they
took my Rolex.
Stole my Rolex as well. Good gravy.
Yeah. Well, like I said, desperate times, guys.
I like too that the claw marks. One, they're like perfect lines. Like, it's just.
Well, did you see the outline? They posted a picture of the suit.
Yeah.
And his little claws
was using. Yeah.
It's really something.
Quite comical.
You should see
Boy,
it.
I would have given anything.
Give it a Google.
I would have given anything to have been in on the planning. I wanted to see where they all got together and were like, all right, guys, I got an idea. Bear attack.
Great idea.
Wait, who's going to get attacked by the bear? No. The car.
We'll break into luxury cars.
They have it on a big whiteboard. Cross down different ideas.
I guess you can only do that so many times. Like, how many luxury cars do you own?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what?
And how many times is a bear in one?
Right. It's like, it broke into all 3 of my cars. It's the damnedest thing. I have the worst luck.
It's a fancy bear.
Fancy bear.
Now give me this. Could you have trapped a wolverine or like an angry badger and just unleashed it inside of your car?
I mean, that'd be a better idea.
Right?
See, now you're onto something.
I've heard this story and he claims that it's 100% true. I have my doubts about it. I've looked it up and I've never been able to confirm it, but it's obviously someone too that's a little bit older than me that it was kind of before the internet, but it made me think of that. But people used to do like high school pranks.
I think they still do.
Yeah, right? And they do this school prank. This guy alleges that it was his high school, that he was younger, but this would have been in like the early 80s. And he claims that I want to say this was Iowa. It was some rural Midwest place. I'm trying to remember where he was from. But he claimed that for the prank, the school prank, they went and got a bunch of animals and put them in they were supposed to have like a big graduation assembly the next day. And they got like chickens and a bunch of farm stuff, and they put it in the gymnasium, thinking it would be hilarious that when you go in there in the morning, there's chicken poop and there's all this different stuff.
Yeah.
And supposedly they put I was like a badger or something. They put like somehow like a badger or something got in there too, and it like killed a bunch of the chickens. Like,
whoa.
Well, like trapped them in there and didn't know what it was doing, and so it slaughtered. So when they came in, it was a handful of larger animals and then a bunch of like birds and chickens and small things that had been murdered and ripped apart. And there was like blood and feathers everywhere. And needless to say, the school did not find it hilarious.
Got him.
Got him.
And to this day, I don't know if that story is true, but I want it. I want it to be true. I want someone to open that door and there's just like one donkey and like a cow.
I will tell you this.
And then a bunch of murdered small farm animals and an angry badger hiding somewhere.
So I was in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Rural Midwest in the 1980s. I can tell you that is not far-fetched.
Yeah.
No, in a small town, you can probably get into the gym, or if you can't, you know somebody who will give you a key to the gym.
Yeah.
Or it's probably just unlocked. And then getting the animals, that's not hard.
Would you be dumb enough to put like a badger?
Me?
No, like would.
Of course. But what do you mean? Like, yeah, I mean, I could totally see somebody being dumb enough to do that. They don't know.
Yeah, dumb high school kid.
Yeah, just an idiot.
So it's like, hey, my dad's got a badger, or we got a badger at our place. Let's stick it in there and see what happens.
I got the chickens. I'll bring the chickens.
I'll bring the chickens. I'll bring the raccoon. Bro.
It's just the idea of like a badger just on some sort of like totally panicked, doesn't know what's going on. The donkey's running around freaking out. Like,
is there really a donkey in there?
Yeah, supposedly, like they said that the thing that was live, they had like a donkey and like some of the bigger stuff that was fine.
The donkey's a tough one because like transporting it, that's an effort. That's an effort. I guess you could ride it down there.
That's the story that was told, and he claims that like this is 100% true and it happened. It was a big scandal in his town and.
What town you said?
I don't know. I don't remember. This was 20 plus years ago that I heard this, but he claims it was 100% true, and I want it to be. And it made me think of that. Just like, if you had a luxury car, could you just put like an angry badger, trap him in your car, and that thing would tear it to shreds? I'm guessing that badger is going to do whatever it takes to get out of that car. Or what if you put a chicken and a badger in the car? The chicken's pooping on everything. Like, that's how you destroy a car. You don't fake bear.
There is a story. Now, this is Florida. Now, I went to the internet.
Yeah.
For this.
Yeah, and I've looked. I've never been able to confirm this. But he claims, obviously, it was in the 80s. And That stuff.
So it's the 80s. Okay, this
Yeah.
says it was 1993 in Florida. A terrible incident involving dead and hurt animals found in a gym. But that's all it says. Could it have been 1993? Student prank.
I suppose.
Dozens of dead and dying animals were found in a high school gymnasium in what officials call a senior prank that turned ugly. 24 students at Newburgh High School faced punishments ranging from one-day suspensions to criminal charges. The students broke into the gym, spray painted the walls and floors, and left behind 27 dead birds, a dead nutria, several dead and maimed opossums, and 8 live pet rats.
Huh.
The maimed animals had to be euthanized.
No,
oh my
that
God.
that doesn't. I mean, that's the similar.
That sounds terrible.
That sounds kind of like what this was, but no. And it was somewhere in the Midwest. Somewhere in the Midwest.
Well, then we got to go back to 1965.
I do enjoy that someone in Florida, of all places, in the 90s attempted this. Like, what would happen if you had a big Rolls Royce and you put a possum, a badger, a raccoon, a chicken, and some rats? You stuck that in a Rolls Royce and walked away. What happens?
I don't think you need the rats.
No?
The badger.
The badger?
So badger is going to kill the chicken.
You would think. Immediately,
and what else
right?
did you say is in there?
Well, I don't know.
A pig? Can we throw a pig in there?
Well, let's. I think we get a possum. I think we get a raccoon.
See, the possum's just going to play dead.
Well, it's not going to get ripped up.
Maybe.
The possum's going to fight back, right?
I don't know about that. Possums are pretty chill. They're super high. So what else? A possum,
I was thinking
a chicken, and a badger? Yeah. The badger's just going to rip. I mean,
does anything try to hide from the badger? Do they get along?
The possum will.
The possum's just under the seat.
You'll see his little eyes under there.
Does the badger rip apart the chair trying to get to the possum?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's right. Happened in 2019 in California, too. Davis Senior High School experienced a possible senior prank in which dozens of farm animals were left on the gym floor.
Yeah. So maybe it is.
It's a common thing.
Maybe it's true.
Well, not common, but it's been done before.
Yeah.
All right. Don't do that, kids.
No. He claims that it was at the time it was like the biggest scandal his little small podunk town had ever seen.
What or who needs trading cards that doesn't have them? That story next. Here's Steven.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, Trailblazers Spurs Game 2 right now. We are just starting third quarter here. Spurs up 2, but the bigger news, Spurs star center Victor Wembanyama is going to be out for the rest of the game. He got tripped up, hit his face on the floor, and is now in concussion protocol and will not return. We'll see if he comes back for Game 3 in Portland on Friday. And the other playoff games so far, Philadelphia got the upset win over Boston, 111-97. That series is now tied at 1. And then the nightcap, Houston down in L.A., taking on the Lakers. Kevin Durant will be active for that one. He'll be in the game. Lakers up 1-0 in that series. Billy Donovan, he's decided to step down as head coach of the Chicago Bulls after 6 seasons. Oklahoma City Thunder guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he has been awarded the Clutch Player of the Year award today. Former Steelers coach Mike Tomlin, he's going to be joining NBC's Sunday night pregame show, Football Night in America, as a studio analyst. Tomlin resigned as the Steelers coach back in January after 19 seasons. And the Mets in some need of some help. They're going to get outfitter Juan Soto back tomorrow. Soto had been nursing a right calf strain for quite a while. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
We didn't say this on the air, but you may have seen it on YouTube when Frankie Lindor hit a 3-run home run in the first inning for the Mets.
No, it was like the third inning.
Or the third inning.
It was early. It's like second or third inning.
Suk was fist pumping like a champ.
Yep.
And we both agreed that that was really going to hurt when the Mets lost 4-3 and Devin Williams blows it.
Yeah.
And that's literally what we said.
Yes.
Devin Williams just came on in the ninth, 3-3 tie, walked the bases loaded, and the Mets are now down 5-3.
Yes.
Oh no, not again. So
I don't even know what to say anymore.
And if they lose, and they still get a bat in the
they're,
bottom of the
they're
ninth.
losing. They don't have anyone out. It's bases loaded with no one out.
Well,
it's gonna be like it's gonna be like 8-3 going into the bottom of the ninth. We haven't scored a run since
they
the
still
third
have
inning.
Williams in there. That
No,
guy
they
sucks.
they yanked him.
What a gas can. Anyway, this will be their 12th straight loss.
Austin Warren and his dumb mustache in there. Yeah, 12 in a row.
12
in a row.
Bro.
Because blowing the 2-0 lead in the ninth to the Cubs wasn't bad enough. Now let's just gack away a 3-run lead with our best pitcher on the mound. Why the F not?
Huh.
One point, wasn't he like the best closer in baseball? Oh, wait.
Yeah, he kind of sucks now.
Oh, Otani-san. No, we do not have Otani-san. We have the one Japanese pitcher that isn't any good. Like, every Japanese pitcher that comes over is great, except for the one we got. He stinks. I hate this team. 12 in a row.
It's not over yet.
I hate this team.
Yes, 12 in a row.
I'm fine.
New and creative ways to lose games.
If it's any consolation, the Royals are just as bad, and they are also tied 3-3 in the 7th. And so I would like to state on the record that they will lose 5-3.
And we will continue to together have the worst record in baseball.
2 worst teams in baseball.
What are the odds of that? Really?
You know, this Blazers game's really good.
Yeah, it is.
I don't want to even get to my next story.
72-70.
I want to talk sports with you guys.
Well, if they find a way to steal this one and Wemby being out, I mean, this is
a huge one.
This is a series changer if
they win this game, they have a legitimate shot to win the series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If they fall behind, if they lose this game though, even if Wemby's out,
it's tough.
It's tough, but Wemby out?
Well, he's not going to be out for.
You got to get this one because you got to put the doubt in the Spurs' mind.
Yes.
If the Spurs beat the Blazers this game, they're like, we can beat that team without Wemby.
Well,
it's okay.
Chances are, more than he's not going to play on Friday. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And so if you get this and you go up and it's 1-1, and they're coming to Portland without their guy, that building is going to be rocking. And then, my God, you win that, and all of a sudden it's 2-1 Portland. This is a completely different series. If they win this, it's 2-0. You come back. Even if you lose Game 3, you're hoping Wemby's available for Game 4. This is everything. You have to.
Yeah, because we kind of joked about the Spurs will bench Wemby anyways if they get up in the series.
Yes.
So if they lose this one, it's like, oh, all right, we'll just bench him for Game 3.
You're getting a career-defining performance from Scoot. Wemby's been out for the entire
Scoot have
game
so far?
Scoot's got 21.
21, yeah.
Damn.
7 for 11, knocked down 3 threes. Like, you have to find a way. You have to find a way to win this game.
There's sports talk. Okay, I got a trading card story.
Does it involve the Mets sucking?
It involves pilots and airplanes.
Oh.
Next on The Fan. So American Airlines is doing something that has social media abuzz. This was trending. I don't know why, but it was.
Why is anything ever trending?
They were leaning. American Airlines is leaning into nostalgia. So they have a centennial coming up.
Sure.
And starting in early May, travelers will be able to collect retro-inspired trading cards. So
what?
Apparently in the 90s, they had trading cards.
Like Pilot?
Airlines. Not airlines, but different types of planes. Like the DC-3, the MD-80, the 737, whatever.
Okay.
And so they're bringing those back.
Airline trading cards?
And the peeps are fired up about it. It says, starting in early May, travelers will be able to collect the cards directly from pilots on select flights, with wider availability expected ahead of the summer travel season.
Does anyone want these?
Well, I think if you're into...
I mean, I like aviation, but...
Well, if you're into it, I think you might.
But
I don't know.
If you gave me an F-15, but is anyone into the Boeing 767?
The cards feature a mix of modern aircraft and historic planes that helped shape the airline's legacy. So I asked this question.
I was kind of hoping we'd get pilots and you were like, man, I want the hot stewardess, Susie Jenkins. You're like, man,
hot pilot trading cards?
Yeah, I got to get the Susie Jenkins rookie card.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
You know who I've always thought should have? So the question I was going to raise is, who doesn't have trading cards that should? And of course, somebody brought up radio host. Trade the suit card for the ROP card.
The Souk rookie card, we'd look a lot different.
But
that
ROP hair.
There would be hair. The rookie ROP would have a soul patch.
I tell you what, it'd
and
be
some
sexy
bangs.
as hell.
Yeah.
Now, I've thought this recently because my wife and my daughter-in-law watch all these cooking shows.
Sure.
Chefs are celebrities.
Yes.
They should have chef trading cards.
We go to Tahoe every summer. We've been to the celebrity golf tournament a few years. Bobby Flay was playing in it. Coach Vaughn needed her picture with Bobby Flay.
She get it?
Oh, yeah. She got it.
Fantastic.
And I told Bobby, I said, my wife loves you. She wants to sleep with you. And he's like, yeah.
He's like, yeah.
No, I didn't say that, but I was like, dude, there's tons of women that were around Bobby Flay.
Yeah.
Like 30 to 40-year-old women flocked to him.
Is Bobby Flay a hottie?
He's hot stuff.
Yeah,
yes.
he's hot stuff.
Is he?
The ladies like Bobby Flay.
Really?
Yeah.
Coach Vaughn loves him.
Yeah.
Well, I think she would leave him for me.
The question becomes...
Leave me for him.
Well, I would leave you for Bobby Flay.
Well, who wouldn't?
I love Super Chef Bobby Flay. You go on the Bonita run with him. Are there enough celebrity chefs, or do you want just the line cook down at
No, dude. Anybody. So this is what I'm saying.
Line cook at Chipotle.
Anybody on those shows now?
Yeah.
My wife knows who they are. Like, in other words, if I say, hey, let's try this new restaurant, she'll be like, well, who's the chef and what show are they on?
100%. My wife's the same way.
It's become that big. It's like, as a matter of fact, I just got a text today on the thread from my daughter-in-law saying, hey, one of the top chef guys just opened up this sandwich joint. Like, this is the thing now.
Yeah.
I think we need chef trading
Gordon
cards.
Ramsay.
Chef trading cards. But that is true. My gal definitely is on board with all Gatto owns this and the Urban Restaurant Group. You own Laurelhurst and they own Sandio's. And so I could see all that.
But the chefs, if you appear on that show,
all of a sudden
they know who you are.
Yeah.
So they want to go to your restaurants. Because they're all good on there, even though only one person. Like Gordeau. Gordeau was a top chef guy. He's the con guy. Gregory Gordeau.
Oh, yes.
He was on Top Chef. And now he has the #1 restaurant in the country.
I want the original Iron Chef, that Asian dude that would be
He's
the
awesome.
secret ingredient is... And then he would unveil. I want that guy.
Like one of the top guys on YouTube, Nick DiGiovanni. My son watches him. He was on one of those shows. He didn't even win, but he was on that. Now he's turned it into a whole career.
That may be the answer of
it's chefs.
What would have trading cards? Yeah, chefs. Because what else would you have?
Well,
no one wants pilot trading cards.
What about all the influencers?
Yeah, influence. Because
they actually do have cards.
Yeah.
Do they have trading cards?
Some do.
Yeah. I was gonna say the hots, like the Instagram hots. That makes sense.
Reality TV show.
OnlyFans cards?
OnlyFans cards.
Oh, there you go. Hey, you know this one? She does weird stuff.
I don't want the rookie. He might be a little too young.
I'm guessing you could, I don't know if it is. I don't know if it's this way in other parts.
I don't want it, I said.
We have a lot of those bikini baristas around here.
We have what?
A lot of the bikini barista stands.
Oh, yeah.
You could probably, like, if they were handing out to all the pervs that go there.
It's like old school Vegas where they're just.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it.
Slapping the cards.
Slapping the cards. You can do that.
What if we had trading cards of our pets?
Ooh, the Kage original?
Yeah.
Mine's a handsome boy.
All right. Well, that's it for us. Enjoy the rest of the Blazers game. It's a good one.
Mets lost.
2-point game. Mets have lost 12 in a row.
12 in a
We're
row.
back tomorrow, 3 to 7 with the Fan. Good night.